So, welcome to Baldur's Gate 3. Let's make sure this is actually picking up my voice. So, the initial plan for this is I will be doing 2 different co-op streams of this. One will be with Lewis, who we have had on the channel before, and another will be with, hold on one moment, there we go. The other one will be with Spring Onion, Knight of the Spring Onion, if I remember off the top of my head his Twitch username. So, Lewis will be joining us shortly. It's just the fact that it takes me forever to do characters. Like, literally, it takes me ages to do a character on this game. So, while he's just finishing up his little bits and pieces before joining, I'm going to make a start on character creation, because otherwise would be here for the next century. YouTube, stop being a donkey. Lovely. There we go. So, time to go into character creation. Just while I'm waiting for Lewis. Wherever he might be. Don't reset. I'm going to go for custom for this. I'm not really a big fan of playing games with the original characters. I didn't do it on the original Scene 2. So, Dark Urge, that I would probably play on my own to actually beat the game. Just to see the difference, because I know that there's going to be a difference between the two. Right. So, there is, unlike on Divinity Original Sin 2, there is a massive amount of difference on this game between the races. Shut up and go into the goddamn stream, Lewis. Alright. One moment, I'm just joining his party.
Well, I was just downstairs watching you while I was just finishing up.
Yeah, you are coming through mine. So I was just seeing if you were coming through the stream.
Yeah, I made sure. I always have it set so I can.
No, I was on about on my side because I wanted to make sure that was working.
Yeah, I can hear myself on the stream now.
Yeah, but I couldn't at first. That's why I was checking. Plus the reason I said I need to make sure.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, my settings are always set so that people can always hear me in their own streams as well.
Right. But as I was saying, right, so with the characters, like I say, each one's got some form of unique ability to them, more so than in Divinity Original Sin 2. So like your elves, which actually look like elves in this game, they've got elven weapon training. Go on, Lewis, sorry.
How they looked in Divinity Original Sin 2, where they had like branches across their chests and around their body and head and such. In this one, they do actually wear clothing, surprisingly.
See, with Divinity Original Sin 2, that was more of a case of a different IP, so they could kind of get away with that. But again, it just depends. It's a bit of a weird one.
Just looking up the name, I am actually going to change the character with who I'm going to pick.
Are you still going Paladin?
I'm thinking of going either Paladin or Monk, actually. I've just got the perfect thing for like one or the other. But I think this one probably would be better for Paladin, yeah. This one probably be better for Paladin, actually. I've got the name up now, I'm going to pick. Surprisingly enough, I am actually going to choose a male character this time.
Yeah, I'm going to go as a male.
Compared to my, well, the other two female characters I have.
Well, when I do the stream with Spring Onion tomorrow, because I'm going to do these one tomorrow night, I've already got my character chosen for that and set up. I've just got to recreate it when we start the stream.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I've got the counter version of the character I'm about to make. So where my female is named one thing, this one's named from the exact same thing, but is a male character. I'm not going to say which one it is because I'm not going to spoil the surprise.
Well, you can't spoil it for me because I can't remember half the characters out of that series anyway.
Yeah, but you don't know what one I'm doing though.
Well, like I say, I don't even know half the characters. So it's pointless spoiling it for me because you can't spoil what I don't know.
No, I've got two of them that I could easily do. One for Monk and one for Paladin. I'm going to do this one as the Paladin. If I had done the Monk, I would have chosen the other guy. And he would have been brilliant for it. Because of obviously unarmed combat. Yeah. But yeah, folks, as we were going to say, the different things in this game varies from how Original Sin 2 is. In Original Sin 2, you only had what? You had the... I'm trying to think now. We had Warrior, we had Ranger, we had Sorcerer.
You still had 12 classes.
But they weren't like as advanced as these classes.
In a sense, because you had your standard fighter, Inquisitor, you had your metamorph character.
Yep.
You also...
It's a druid in this, ain't it? Yeah, it's a druid in this, ain't it?
Sort of. I think it's like a mix between the druid and the warlock. Possibly. Because if I remember off the top of my head, you had fighter, Inquisitor, Knight, Metamorph, Wayfarer, Ranger, Rogue, What
I
was
love
the
how we both just
assassins?
said rogue.
Nightblade or something like that.
You know what? I can't remember the classes.
I remember
yeah.
most of them.
But yeah, folks, compared to, as I was going to say, compared to Divinity Original Sin 2, Baldur's Gate 3, if you have watched any Let's Plays, as you would know, have various different classes, and they are much, much more in-depth with each class, especially with their level up systems, which is quite actually, which is something that I am still trying to get used to. Considering how Divinity Original Sin was, you could just choose what class upgrade you want. It wouldn't be like you could just choose to like level up your health or your strength or your dexterity. In this case, it doesn't automatically.
Not exactly. Your health goes up, yeah, but it's not so much based on your attributes as it was on that. It still ties into it, but your ability points are more towards your skill checks and stuff like that as well. But unlike in Divinity Original Sin 2, on this you can't do anything with them until level 5, level 4, level 5, when you can start putting points into them through feats.
Which we will get to when we get to that stage. It won't be for a while. But when we come across it and we remember it, we'll make sure to point it out.
No, I'm not on standard rules.
You know what? My arm is still somewhat bruised from
Where to next?
my tail.
What was that?
I can see the bruising around the words.
No, you know what, I'll work on it tomorrow. There's no point going for that because those abilities on there I've already got due to other stuff.
Oh wow, I've just noticed something.
What's that?
On the title screen, sorry about this folks, you know, at the very bottom on the left, because I know you guys can't see it on Connor's screen, but it says Larian Studios and Wizards of the Coast.
I don't
Something
know.
I did not expect, I did not see that until now.
Just give me one moment, because it would help if I actually invited you.
Yeah, it would.
One sec. Right.
There's a lot more to this than there is on Divinity as well, ain't there? In terms of like your creation and stuff, ain't there?
Creation, gameplay, they've boosted it compared to what it was.
Yeah, they really have. I think this is made from the Divinity thing, ain't they?
It's an upgraded version of the Divinity's blueprint.
Yeah, more or less. I like how you can choose body type 1 and still be like a male and look like a female.
It is what it is. Right.
I was going to go Dragonborn, but I've changed my actual mind on this. I'm actually going to go Human.
Human's not a bad show. You get a lot of martial stuff. If I remember off the top of my head, not looking at the screen at the moment, you have something else as well as extra ability points towards your skills.
Yeah, so there are, the thing is, folks, like, basically with how Divinity Original Sin 2 was, you didn't actually have a barbarian class in that. You didn't have barbarian, you didn't have the bard. Cleric was in there, I know that. Druid wasn't in there.
In all fairness, you did have a sort of barbarian class. But it was more of a kind of like mix between a barbarian and a mage.
I know there was a cleric, class because that was the hero.
Yeah, cleric.
Hydra.
Yep.
The druid wasn't in that game, but fighter. The monk wasn't in that game. The paladin.
Oh, your paladin was your knight. In that game, it was basically your knight kind of thing, similar kind of concept, but without all the healing.
But yeah, I'm gonna really butcher that class's name, so do bear with me, guys.
You've done well saying it, to be fair, so...
Paladin. Yeah, but try saying the Paladin of White Dragon 10 times fast.
Mate, I wouldn't be able to do that, so...
Yeah, that's why I had to think how to say it. Yeah, so the Ranger was in that game, the Rogue was, so was the Sorcerer, but Warlock and Wizard... Warlock was, but Wizard was a mixture, weren't it?
Wizard was...
Because it was Sorcerer and Wizard sort of mixed, weren't it?
Wizard was basically more focused on pyromancy and geomancer.
Whereas the Sorcerer was more towards
the Summoner was your standard summon.
By the following tenets. Kindle the light that actifies kindle the light close to the others, which follows the snare. Shelter the light and the love
Oh. That's a point where I didn't change. I think I can change that in game. You wouldn't be able to do the Oath of Devotion, you're too much of a bloody murderer.
Unfortunately, yes, I know. That's why I'm going down the Oath of Vengeance.
Even Oath of Vengeance would be a bit difficult, but better than the other two.
Well, if you want me to go a different class, I'll go a different class. I know I've got another one I can go as. I can go as the monk.
No, you go wherever you want, it doesn't make a difference to me.
You know,
but the Paladin's a bit more of a roleplay kind of class. I noticed that when I've played as it.
Well, I'll go down the monk route then, because I know what I can do with monk then.
You know what, if you're going to go with an anime character, I think I will.
It was your idea.
I know, but I didn't think we'd actually do it. Because I've actually got an idea.
Right, I need to find what one it is that is good for things. It'd be more athletics, wouldn't it?
What's that?
For monks, it'd be more athletics, wouldn't it?
Acrobatics, I think.
Yeah, acrobatics. Acrobatics. I hate that you can't actually change like the thing for it, like that's another thing, folks. In this, the background is completely different to how original Sin 2 was. In this, they lock it behind certain things. So, like, if you wanted to be, say, like a rogue that has a good sleight of hand, but then you want to be deceptive, you have to go down the second path, which is challenge.
That would be.
If you wanted to be something like acrobatics and athletics, can't have them, which is something that I find kind of stupid, if you know what I mean.
It's got a reason for it.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I know it's supposed to be roundabout about the what do you call it? Based around the event of having the role play.
It's not just that.
The only choice I actually do have is to go down. But then I'll be a performer as well.
What background have you chosen?
I'll have to go, if I'm going to go acrobatics, I have to go entertainment. otherwise I have to go down one that has athletics.
Let me just double check, because I don't think Monk actually needs acrobatics.
Keep your balance, land on your feet.
See, you're more
Oh, here,
strength-wise.
No, I'm more
Dexterity, sorry, yeah.
So that would be more athletic.
But it depends what subclass you're going to go with this as well.
True, but then I might just stay full monk.
Right, so the skills you can choose from are acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion or stealth.
Well, I'm going down the athletics and survival route. So I'm going down the outlander.
Ah, yeah, I've got that. That made sense.
Because then that way I've got... Yeah, I do need acrobatics and athletics. Because they both come under the actual thing for it. Because I've got a +3 and a +5 for it.
That's what I mean. All of what I've just read out are part of that class.
And apparently I also have a sleight of hand.
That would be based off your character. I think. You say you're human?
Yeah, and human don't have that, I don't think.
No, they don't.
So
And
it must
neither.
be because of the monk.
No, because the monk doesn't really have it. They've got stealth.
So where the hell did I get the sleight of hand from then?
Give me one moment, I'll have a look. Spell, subclass, dragon, or... We'll go for that, right. So you went Outlander, didn't you? Athletics and that. See, what I might be looking at might be from the beta build. Right, for this, I am actually going to go Guild Artisan.
No, I could easily do all the persuasion stuff.
Right, Charisma and Constitution. Looks like I'm doing all Charisma again.
Right, what do I need to... Is it Charisma or is it Wisdom I need to do?
Charisma.
I ain't going to be any good there.
Arcana, yes, that's one. And Deception would suit it for... Right. Now, this won't take long to do.
No, it won't take long.
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
I mean, I could just put the point into persuasion because it's quite easy. Easier than having, say, like something like... So I've got a +2 in medicine and deception. I could put my point into persuasion, actually. Yeah, I'll put the point into
It's more like...
Oh no, because I've got the insight though, so I'll just keep it on persuasion because I've got insight as
more
well.
hast in there, yeah.
Right.
There you go. Okay, right then, so what was her icon? I think literally they've just had her eyes as black. You won't know who this character is anyway, Lewis.
You know what? I've got a better one that I could do.
I'm sure they gave her black eyes.
Hat, bingo. Now I can go for a much older.
No, they're actually green. That's cool. Now that is a bit of a glitch on this game that I've noticed. If you select green for 6, It doesn't actually go green, it goes more of a blue. Alright, Michael. She has something similar to that.
Need something that would suit the hairstyle. Unfortunately, I know they won't have that sort of hairstyle.
Okay. That's going to be the closest to what she's going to have, unfortunately. And that is more of a rose. There you go, that's actually the perfect colour for that. No beard, of course. Piercings, none.
There we go. Now then, I need to choose the right hair colour. Which is like more of that colour. No, it's not that colour. Why is it? That is more like that kind of colour.
Right.
Where the hell is it? Oh no, I need the other way. I can do it that way, yeah, I can do it that way, then do it like that. Yeah, there we go.
So just having a look.
You know what, I just thought of another character I could have done. That would have been perfect for this.
Go on.
Well, he's another punching character, and I just thought that I could have made him a lot easier.
The simplest one would have been One Punch Man.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Simplest one you could do.
Yeah. But no, actually, I'm going to do this one. It is a little bit more it's more out of the way. Oh, don't forget to turn off the...
I'm going to do it in game.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I already remembered, so I'm going to turn it off in game.
Well, you know, I was just watching this just yesterday. I was watching this anime just yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I was watching it through the...
I'm going to go as a human. Because I can build this character better than that.
Well, I'm already...
Surely noble. Let's go proficiency. Let's go perception. And then the other two, Arcana and... But Persuasion's already level 5 anyway. Oh, bummer.
Problem is trying to find the right hair that would actually work with colouring. You know what I mean?
Colouring's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, but when you're trying to do the highlight, It's very awkward trying to do the highlights.
That's why I've gone for something a bit simpler.
Ah, no, it's just the hair that's annoying. I've got the thing right. Use the hair style just right.
Where is it? It's not going to be
There
that
we go.
one.
That's more like him. There we go. Now I just need to turn down the green of it. There we go.
That ain't actually far off these ones.
No,
More so
I'm
that
just
one.
going to randomize. Ooh, she's quite a good guardian. Yeah, I'll take her.
I'm sure you would.
Well, she's got pink hair. She's got. Well, she's a human, funny enough, as well. I just clicked the randomize a few times.
That purple's in your face. I don't want it that deep. Unless I do it this way. Almost there, everyone. There we go. That's more like it.
PS Plus Extra and Premium September 2023 predictions. On it. How I pronounce that one. I don't know. UNIC. Did you say that?
I don't want to say. That's it.
TMNT for joint extra. I love the soundtrack.
Oh, it sounds like it.
I'm sure that's the same one that's in original Sin 2.
What?
Sin.
Probably is. No fear scenes. Right, okay, we're done. Just make sure I've got as close as possible.
Right, give me 1 second, folks. I'm just turning my mic onto a mute because Connor knows how hot it is in my room and I have to have the fan on. I'm just adjusting myself just so that way the fan doesn't blow into the mic or anything. I am ready. I'm just waiting on you.
Yeah, last time I was just putting my character's name in. So I don't generally put too much into my Guardian, everyone. I literally just randomise it. It's only if I'm actually going for a roleplay aspect that I actually take the time. And we are going with a... that'll do. Give Yankee repair for her.
Ask you to go have a gift Yankee again.
That's for my Guardian.
I know.
Normally I end up with dwarfs.
Sorry, folks. There we go.
Right. Let's get this bit out of the way.
The fan ain't blowing into the mic yet.
Nah, you're fine.
You know what? This little bit here always somewhat reminds me of how Assassin's Creed is. Just from like how the old style of it.
It is based off some form of medieval architecture, don't forget.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at how. Is it number 2?
Oh yeah.
That's how it kind of reminds me.
I need to get back onto Valhalla to be fair.
send you a message. I don't want to put it on the. Because it's a lot easier just to type it than to just say it out loud.
If we can.
That's right then. Just wanted to clarify that now. Sorry folks, I may do that throughout the game. Because then that way it doesn't spoil nothing for you guys. Honor and then don't know what I'm doing. Because we are just doing it.
And there will be times when, like, Lewis is further in the game than me, but I found more in the original area.
So basically, we both basically have similar instances where he'll know more about certain factors, say like Act 1, for example, whereas I would know more about so I know there's going to be, for example, more trouble, whereas he would know how to get around certain problems, for example, like leveling up to get past that trouble.
Another thing is, me and Lewis have different ways of solving problems on this game.
Well, not necessarily all the time. I mean, I've had some fair share of problems where I've really did have to like proper either look into how to do it or
I was actually referring to the point that I normally talk my way out, usually force your way out.
Well, brute force is the last option. I tried to talk my way out. The only problem is, every time I talk my way out, it ends up in a fight.
See, the dice rolls just don't like you.
No, they don't.
We established that a while back.
But then again, that 22 I had earlier, whew, that was rather clutchless. Basically, folks, I had a 21 difficulty roll, and I rolled a 22 and managed to pass what I did with just the skin of my own teeth. But that's for later references.
Right, so...
Purple head.
My head.
Ayaka.
My head.
It's from an anime you probably never watched.
What anime is it?
Tenchi-Muyo.
No.
That was one back from the 90s, like very early 90s.
If you look at my character, you can understand where I went with it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go more or less with like a hand-to-hand style sort of thing, I think.
Right.
I'm trying to see how it works. After making an attack with a monk weapon or while unarmed, you can make another unarmed attack with bonus action.
Just give me a moment, everybody. I need to just... Right. Lewis, I'm going to have to quickly quit the game. Because what it is... one moment. Put this as... I can't change certain settings in the game.
Oh, so you got to quit out and do it again.
So I quit out. I'm just saving it now so that we can just come straight back into it.
Fair enough.
Oh, actually, before I do that, put Lewis. That way I don't get confused with when I'm doing the game tomorrow with Spring Onion.
Oh, that's a bit of a problem.
What's that?
Well, I'm meant to have a supply pack. I don't have a supply pack.
Why would you have a supply pack to start?
For the camp.
He'll be in the camp, I think.
Well, it's supposed to start in your bag.
No, it doesn't. You get a bit later on.
Well, you've got your bag. You've got your bag on you, and you've got a camp supply. Mine doesn't have a camp supply.
I'm not sure. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to find that.
But yeah, so that's how.
There we are. Yeah, we're still. Right, that can come well.
I didn't want to say anything stupid or spring. Yeah, that is kind of stupid. Like when we done this, like our other co-op. Like I am talking about our offline co-op, folks. I had that thing and gave it to you, but I don't know why I haven't got it in this one.
You're just being blind.
I'm not being blind. I looked in my bag.
Yeah, and I've just looked in your bag, as you can see on the stream, and it's right in front of your face.
Well, I'll have a look when I get back in the game. Once you invite me back in, and I'll have a look.
Oh well,
because I've had a look in there. There was nothing in that bit of the bag, unless, of course, the game's just decided to do its little funny tricks again. And you know how the game likes to fool around with me.
I still think you're just being blind. Because literally, it's on the same thing as that. Camp supply
you
stuff.
know how we got... Yeah, I looked in my camp supply pack. It wasn't in there. There's nothing in there. And I'll take a picture right now and send you...
No, I've just had a look.
Oh, now you had a look. Now you believe me.
No, because all I'm seeing is camp supply stuff. I don't look in the thing.
Yeah, look inside of it and you'll see what I mean.
It's probably because we don't need both of us to have it.
Well, we had it on our last one.
Well, you paid more attention than I did, because every time I've played, I've started before.
Do we want to explain about this? No?
Explain about what?
This.
Actually, no, a good thing we could do. Lewis?
No. After you, my good sir. Your perception's better than mine.
It's not perception that you need to worry about, it's investigation.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Right. As long as you don't do what you did last time.
I've got insight, I don't have investigation.
This is the pool that thing
came basically,
from.
he
Parasite now
done what he normally does.
Your eye.
Ooh, shiny, boom.
No, I didn't go, ooh, shiny. I was like, oh, okay, this didn't actually work how I wanted.
So that's a fail.
You notice nothing more than meets the eye.
And we'll leave it at that. And just so that you know, even if you pass that check, if you touch that, it blows up.
Let me demonstrate it. This is what happens when you reach towards the pool.
Yeah, I've moved back, so...
That happens, folks.
Regardless of if you pass the skill check or not, it basically just gives you the information saying, yeah, this is volatile. Well, you might as well
this also then comes to this here. And this here, actually, is only available while we're in this area, isn't it?
Basically, when we're on the Nautiloid.
Yeah. So this is just a restoration point for when we're on the ship. And you've forgotten one more thing.
Better.
What's that?
Don't forget, we've got to go upstairs.
Don't forget, we're in the wrong area. Upstairs is over here.
No, we're in the right area. You're going the wrong way. We can go up this way, remember?
I've never been up that way, so I wouldn't know.
Never been up this way. There's a chest up there.
No, I've never had to.
Wow. There's also a room slate up here.
See, problem with this, or not problem with this, when you play with Lewis, it's a case of we both explore in our own ways.
Yeah.
Lewis's problem is, he's got a problem where he'll explore when I'm in the middle of a conversation and glitch the game several times.
Yeah, But then I also, when I'm playing alone, folks, I do tend to find a lot more.
You're on fire!
Yes, I know I'm on fire.
So he runs through fire again.
Burn, baby, burn. That's all you got.
Right.
But yeah, I basically do look around quite a lot, but then I am a loot goblin. That is a goblin.
Grab the gold. Speaking of goblin, you gotta love the
Yeah.
irony of that.
Yeah, you gotta love the irony.
Loot goblin. Right. You having a look over that?
I'm just looking over on the brain in the chart. I ain't streaming myself because obviously my brother is
I was going to ask you about that actually, if you were streaming on your side, but you basically just answered it, so...
Yeah, it's because obviously my brother's playing online, so it's going to make it wide. Also, folks, if Connor would like to bring it up very quickly.
What's that?
On the statistics side.
I don't.
There is a little glitch in the game. We will just say this now. We are not too sure if Larian Studios is going to fix this.
Well, they'll fix it, but it's just getting to it.
Yeah. So if he would like to go to the statistics side and look up our experience...
Already on it.
We're meant to have an extra number besides the 0 to tell us when we're leveling up. Unfortunately, after the... is it the first patch we had? It was after like the first patch we had of this game. It kind of messed it up. So we can't tell when we're leveling up. So I'm just trying to go off by my own memory of what it was up to a certain level.
I'm just curious what the patch they've unlocked today, well, released today does.
You know what? I'm quite curious about that. I don't know what it is.
But we'll worry about that later.
We'll worry about that later.
Yeah, this game is quite brutal.
And gory.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place you'll free us.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
Now,
Please.
this is another little something.
Before they return! They return.
While Connor's doing the little thing here, on my screen,
Newborn.
if I was to
Born
press
new
the
from this
L2 button
husk.
while he's in
You
a
know
dialogue,
no creature
I
like
could be
this,
across halfway across
one that is more brain than
the map.
person.
If I see that symbol, I can just listen in any time, wherever I am in the world. Quite a nice little
Remove us from this body.
mechanic
From this
compared to
case.
like how the
Free us.
Divinity 2 original sin was, where you had to be on top of the task.
This would probably be something better for you, Lewis.
You want to leave it then?
Yep. That's right, because it's a dexterity one.
Do you want to save it just in case? 'Cause
Nah.
we might want to... Nah?
I'm not going to save on this, we'll just play it with whatever we end up.
Funny that. I've failed the perception roll.
Please.
I've got
Before they return!
somehow
They
passed
return.
intelligence.
You notice edema, a swelling of the brain.
I'm surprised
causing
you chose
pressure where it
investigation.
strains against the shell of the skull.
That's just to prove to you that I can't do investigation. I could do persuasions, I just can't do... yeah.
So
What
have
do you mean
done?
now fail this?
An 18 plus that, 21's not bad.
I'm surprised. I was expecting a nat 1.
The brain lifts from the skull, but you notice an opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature, making it more subservient, should
And
it
this is
prove a
probably
threat.
where we have some fun. Yep. Critical one.
Now,
Live
this
for
is gonna
everyone
be
to see.
interesting. Yep. First critical failure of the game. You'll probably find I'll kill it.
Nah. All you do is you just make it a bit more aggressive.
Aggressive ain't the word I would use.
Right,
Normally
run off.
what's supposed to happen there, folks, is that if you cripple it, it actually still becomes your friend. Unfortunately, I failed on that one. That's not going to be the first. That's not going to be the first one of it all. That's not going to be the last one, or however that's saying. The first is not going to be the last. You gonna
Am I what?
you taking this one?
I'm already in the cutscene.
I like how we've both got staff.
This is your end. Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon's wing.
See, I
a
will
silver
probably
sword,
move on to more like a
and
glaive
the
or
flash of
something.
your face seen through the strange woman's eyes.
I'm hoping with this character, the same age as sorceress,
What is this?
it's not going to be like on Spring Onions one where I'm going to be playing a pure wizard.
Magic blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ship. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
Yeah, another thing, folks. Compared to how Divinity 2 original season was, there's a lot more species to this game. As space with the Dick Yankee here, and considering there's also him.
Right.
Oh, this is actually going to be fun.
One surviving. Right. The other
I'm
one
already
didn't,
liking this class.
The monks are quite fun class to play.
I'm already liking this class.
Right, so I've got control of Lazar again.
This is your end.
So he's down. And can I use pummel pass? Yes, we can. There we go.
Is that glitching on your screen?
Is what glitching?
That is. Is it floating around in like
Nope.
in all different manners?
Nope.
You proved surprisingly adamant.
Let's do some looting quickly. A scimitar.
Also, folks, another little something you kind of wants to come over here and actually show off.
One moment. Don't need to.
This is another little thing about this game. Something that you may see kind of do quite often.
What's
We've
that?
got knocking creatures out instead.
That will probably be more your side of the thing.
Well, anyway, so in this game, you do have the choice of actually knocking the people slash creatures out instead of just straight out killing, which makes for more of a pattern.
Ship won't be able to take another dragon
Yeah,
attack.
it's a case of if you're playing like a monk or something, or even something as silly as like say a rogue, like Robin Hood style kind of rogue and stuff like that.
Right, we are going to do this next one as well.
What's to do? Say her.
Because you know how to use it.
Let's get there first.
I am not touching those things. Every time I touch those things, my game crashes in some of way.
You just don't have much luck. No, so no, that's working fine. Oh,
I didn't do it.
no, this is probably a side effect of from when you done that to the thing, the intellect devourer.
I just like how I just kicked that.
Yep, there you go.
Must be terminated.
Like I said to you, you've made it more
This
aggressive.
is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a fun little game. Well, that was shocking.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd pass it.
Shove on up.
Victory awaits.
Right. A good thing about this game as well, compared to Divinity, the ability to just swap your weapons at will.
Yeah. Because in Divinity, you would only ever have one weapon and spell. Whereas the spells you can use anytime you wish. The weapons, on the other hand, you would have to require an action to switch out. Whereas in this, you can just switch on the fly with like your bow to your melee weapon to your torch at any point in the game. Well, not so much your torch. Your torch comes in a different purpose.
So it's a case with this as well. When you're using it, as long as you've got a weapon equipped, so say like you're going sword, shield, and a crossbow. As long as you've got the crossbow equipped, if I show you quickly, in your ranged slot, that will be available for use at any time.
Funny enough, I don't actually have a ranged weapon.
I don't, to be fair. Right.
This one,
So, let me just pick this up. So what I've just picked up basically releases a Shadow Heart, who Lewis will be taking as his companion.
which you need to give me the thing for so I can get around.
You might be able to do it without it, I'm not sure.
I doubt it.
Let's have a look. Because sometimes the game lets you, sometimes it
The
doesn't.
console.
Yeah.
The console hums to life.
You
Wow,
done for the
mine-
Arcana one.
The pulsing glow.
Yeah.
Perhaps it will open
Yeah,
the
there's
neon pond.
different ways to do like different there's different solutions to different
Suddenly
problems.
you feel a hideous
Basically, there's a different outcome for every option that
the
you
parasite. Then
Not
discomfort
exactly.
fades.
Different
You can do a-
options
Yeah.
can lead to the same outcome.
Connection.
Yeah, but then there's like some options that
Authority.
can lead to a different outcome. You can
Depending
persuade
on
your
the
way
thing, yeah.
Out. You can persuade yourself out of a problem, but then you can deceive that person, for example, and take money. Exploit.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command.
But then you've also got situations where
A
it depends
shiver
on your
runs
class.
across your mind. You feel sated.
So like for instance, when you play as a paladin, if you play as a certain subclass of paladin, it alters how the gameplay works, like the conversations. Right, let's jump in on this.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my...
Your
Ooh,
mind lurches
Shadow
into her
Heart.
thoughts. Her gratitude is mixed with wariness, because you have a gift with you.
I did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. They'll have to wait. We need to get off this ship. Let me come with you. We can get off this ship and watch each other's backs along... Shadowheart. One moment. There's no time to spare.
Right, let's go. Right, have you already looted this here, Lewis?
Yep, I've got it.
I thought so. Can't leave nothing around yet.
Know me by now, you can never leave anything around. But yeah, so the principle of these two people here, folks.
We are nearing the helm. Once inside, do as I say.
Connor's sidekick here is a big Yankee warrior. Mine is Shadowheart, which is an high half elf cleric. So basically, we have got different classes, as you can see. Connor is. What are you?
I'm basically playing as a sorcerer, not to be
He's a
confused
sorcerer.
with a wizard.
Which is a human, correct?
Yeah.
And Gift Yankees have the darkness, don't they?
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Was it that? No, sorry. I'm getting them mixed up with the drow.
Right, let me do this just so you can show the focus on it. This is how it looks like when Connor plays as Shadowheart. If you look at compared to how he is as the other two classes, you'll notice with Connor, when he changes over to Shadowheart and moves around a little bit, you can actually see that the screen lights up a little. That is because Shadowheart elf
despite
side
everything.
has dark vision, so she can see up to 12 meters away in the dark. Whereas me, Connor, and his warrior will have to suit with just literally can't see in the dark as well. It does come in handy for some points in the game, but then it's just more of a used to just being able to see what's in front of you in terms of like if there's like bookshelves or stuff. It just acts like a torch, basically, an extra way of a torch.
Thing is, you can actually get spells that give an artificial dark vision or take feats that grant it you. And certain races have better dark vision than others. So the likes of like the Draugr, Deep Gnomes and Drow, they can have night vision of up to 24 meters.
But then, as Connor has also said, there are certain spells. There are also, I can never pronounce this right, is it cat and what?
Cantrips.
Cantrips, yeah. The Shadowheart.
Why don't you just join it back up on yours?
Can't. You have to do it on your side. Because every time I try and do it, it won't let me do it.
Ah, because you've done it that way, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically certain cantrips as well, folks. So like if you had gone down a certain path with like a ranger, they do get a ball, whatever one it is. They do have a cantrip which allows you to actually produce fire, a flame. That flame can actually just light up the room as well, partly.
You can also get that with clerics and certain races. Because if I remember correctly, is it Tiefling's sub-race?
Oh, Tieflings do get that. Tieflings definitely get the cantrip.
Do it.
Flames.
We will deal with the
I know
gate
that
after
because
we
of our
escape.
co-op.
Yeah, because you're playing as the Asmodean one.
The fire one,
I must connect the helm.
yeah.
Right
I'm
then.
gonna have to wait for you to move. I can't move.
Hold on a sec. Right, I've got to change it. Thing with this, once you've used a ranged attack, sometimes it keeps it on the ranged attack. So you want to go for a melee, and sometimes it just go nope. Right. So let's move you forward.
Nothing important is ever easy. At the ready.
Bounty. Right. Now, this enemy that you see before us, the demon and the mind flayers. Now, you do get a trophy for beating the demon.
Which Connor has already done.
I've done it with a barbarian.
So we are just trying to show this off as a demonstration as well, if we can. And if we complete it, then it'll be 2 birds with 1 stone, for example.
What now?
I can fight.
These boots have seen everything.
However, there is another little way you can do it. As it says on the right side there, if you reach the transponder...
They can't see on mine at the moment because I'm in the menu.
Yeah, I'm going to well, it says on the right side underneath the mini-map, folks, once it's back on. To reach the transponder.
Bloody hell. Should have used that on him. I weren't expecting to get basically, what was that? That was 32 points of damage. I should have used that on him.
Definitely say he's an ice core. Now, there is a bit of a problem with this fight, folks.
We must take the transponder.
As you will soon very much see.
Well, basically, I've just brought up these stuff, statistics. Basically, he's a level 8 enemy. We're level 1.
He's level 8?
Yep.
No wonder why he takes such a beat.
Level 8, 150 HP. Now, I beat him with my barbarian because thankfully the Mind Flayer was able to roll some good rolls, and then on top of that, the barbarian was doing that much damage with these swings because of his rage and everything. I was basically out damaging anything he could do.
The problem is, I tried playing barbarian with certain I can play it, but it's very difficult. It is quite difficult.
With the barbarian, you can't play it as a tank unless you build it like a tank kind of thing. As weird as that sounds.
Yes! Got him. And now...
And you still missed one.
I missed one, but I still hit him. But he's going to be down for a turn, which will give us a chance to smack him around.
Our best bet is to hope that the Mind Flayer can actually get the damage off. But what I will be doing is moving my mage forward, or sorcerer, should I say. And the reason I say that is because you're on a time limit.
Hurry, before they strike.
No, not just in that sense. See, with this, you've got a time limit within a time limit. If you wait too long, reinforcements turn up, and these are level 8 enemies as well.
They're level 1. In front of us.
I said reinforcements.
Yeah, that's not until I think either 10 or 8.
It's around about that mark. Those are level 8 before Lewis jumps in again. You goddamn reprobate.
I'm just trying to correct the situation that's at hand.
But you didn't correct it. Right. This will be more useful. The second level of that's better.
I would have gone with a fireball.
Don't forget these are resistant to fire. Oh no, they're not, considering the imps.
That's why I said I would have gone with the fire. He's resistant to poison. So you just used a poison attack against something that's resistant to poison. That's ironic, and you sit there and say, I don't look at things.
You don't, that's the thing. How many times did you used to do that on Divinity? You're like, no, it's fine, and it's like, you're healing him. That is actually one thing before we carry on that I would like to see.
What?
Remember on Divinity when if something's resistance was past a certain point, you would heal them, not damage them.
No, because you got nullify, and nullify does nothing for it. And I can confirm that because there are some enemies that are immune to certain damage.
Ah, so they've done it that way.
For example, there is an enemy like in what the act I'm in at the moment, and they're all immune to fire, so they don't take no damage whatsoever.
Actually going to go for Bone Shell, which is 1 to 8 damage and prevents healing, and if they're undead they receive... Ah, very nice. If they're undead they receive disadvantage. Right, he's coming to me, so hopefully you don't get close.
We nearly killed him actually, he's on 53 away.
That's a miss.
Hey, bada. Swing and a miss.
That's not... Here they are. Right.
Are they here? No, they're not here yet. Oh no, now they are, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, they're here,
They're
but they're
level
not
4.
in the area. Are they level 4?
They're level 4.
Oh, it's not too bad. They did like level 8 for saying that at the level where that wouldn't surprise me.
I need to take... That's another thing,
I
folks,
wonder
that we
if this
will
is
need
worth
to
the
show.
cost.
Some abilities do require a certain thing to come up. For example, like, I could only use my topple once, so we would have to take a short rest for me to actually use it again.
There we go. That's what I was hoping for.
That will be very much shown later on. Why can't I use my topple?
Get out of my way.
Oh, I haven't got no more keys.
Yep, that's the way that character works. You have to use key,
That's quite clever.
which you accumulate through damage, doing damage to an enemy, shall I say.
That's quite clever. You still got that on? Yeah, he's still got it. Holy damn, he's doing reckless damage.
He
If
does.
he does another 2 more, of that, we would probably add it.
Ah, excellent. My dodge is good. We've roughly got another turn, 2 turns before they're actually upon you, so this is where literally you hope you can do the damage to him.
Yeah. And there's my miss. There's my and there's yours.
That's my miss.
No
And
choice
there's my
but to
miss
keep
again.
going.
Another thing I don't like about Shadowheart, she only ever has one action and opponent action.
That's the same with most characters on this.
Yeah. Some characters can get second action.
Well, fighters can get a second action, but with them, it's more like you only get one use of it.
Yeah, but they also get the action surge.
That's what I'm saying. They only get one
They
use of it.
Yeah, but they also have a standard, also a normal action, extra action.
No, what I'm saying is they get the action surge, but you can only use it once every short
Yeah.
rest.
But when they get to a certain level, as I was going to say, they can do 2 actions, then do the bonus action for the action surge,
Survival
and
is
do
all
it
that
again
matters.
with the action.
It's the same with a
can do-
couple of them like that.
I know definitely Ranger does definitely hit. Find out an old Shadowheart. Be more like the Mind Flayer. Right, we nearly got him. If we can just get him one more hit. Doesn't matter if the character goes down, so we're going to have him anyway.
Right.
I missed.
Done.
I've got a hit. I think, or is that you?
That was me.
Still breathing.
Right, what I'm gonna do
No, you
is
missed.
start...
I got it. I hit him, you missed.
Did I?
Missed.
No, I got him. I anything? Ah, no,
No,
it's going
I've
up like that, that's why. I'm reading from that up, down, not down, up.
Are you able to hit him with a spell?
Wow, I'm trying to get closer to the console before I check.
Very well.
Ah, he's resistant to everything. We just need one hit.
Resistant or not? As long as it's done. Right, that's a miss, that's why I'm moving. So I'm moving more towards the console, because then if things go to hell... There
He's
we go.
got him. And there's
Right.
my trophy. Haha, devil in the details. Right.
Get to the transponder.
Okay. So basically, I've not had that one come up before, but basically, it explains how the downed mechanic works. Now, I'll get you up.
You didn't have to get her up because it doesn't matter. Just once we get out of here, it won't matter.
It's not that. I don't want to run the risk of her accidentally dying on here, which can happen. No one's immune on this, so if I get her up, if I remember off the top of my head, it resets the death counter. Because if they hit you while you're on the floor, that it can kill you off.
Yeah, you can.
Right,
Push my luck again.
because I've
How
still
close?
got another turn before I can get there. Because
Oh, wait.
actually, no,
Wait.
I've already done it.
The helm's
I was just
aiming
literally about to kill
transponder.
myself.
You made it in time.
I keep forgetting you got that.
Come on now, get
It's not her dragon. Now, about this game, when it first came out a couple of years ago on the PC, this opening level was a lot longer. So when we have our first fight scene, we couldn't go to the right, you had to go to the left, if I remember off the top of my head, and you had to fight through a load of floors. And some of them were crazy and stuff like that, and you had to like dodge that dragon. They've compressed it down so it's more user friendly.
I've got a little nice little background here. You know where we are in the co-op at the moment, on our co-op?
Yeah, I've just got that pop up now.
Yeah.
The one with the
You know,
lava.
The lava? No, I'm not on about the lava one. I'm on about the dark area one.
That's right, because where we are on that, there is actually a lava part similar to this.
Yeah. We were more towards that, yeah, but that was more of thingy.
And you know, by killing that, what's his name, commander, look at your portrait.
Oh yeah, I just noticed we just got a level up.
Yeah.
Huh. That'll come in handy now. Considering the first time we done this, we only came into this at level 1. Doing the commander has indeed level 1. Might even be level 3.
Level 2. I'll tell you a funny story about this part, actually. When I was doing a run on the PC version of this, I was... What? Oh, whatever. When I was doing this on the PC version, it glitched. So I was playing as a Draugr, he got hit in the face with that, and fell off, T-posing all the way down.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull. Other than the infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle, given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't
My
find
health
help
is
soon.
increased from 10 to
The tadpole
17.
is a death
I
sentence,
have now
and the
got
clock
an
is
additional
ticking.
key point. I have
You need a
unarmored
cure.
movement. I have patient defense. Attack rolls against you have a disadvantage. You have advantage
Excellent.
on dexterity saving throws. I have step of the wind of dash. Double your movement speed. Jump no longer requires a bonus action. That is actually quite good.
That's why I'm going to use the monk to create a kind of ninja character. That's a mink. Monk is very useful to play as alongside the rogue.
Imagine.
Right, so I've got sorcery points. Yeah, this is one thing about sorcerers compared to wizards, is you get something called sorcery points, and it allows you to do like something creative with your spells. So I am going to take for my spells.
I like how she says you might want to reconsider calling her a friend.
Have you really shot ahead?
I only went to go and get my character.
I could have shown it to the cast the people.
True.
I'm in the middle of doing my character.
But yeah, so folks, while he's doing his character, the dialogue history sits here and says about Shadowheart, because obviously she's only just literally up the beach from where we're sitting. So the dialogue history is me to wake her up. She turns around and says, "Oh, you're alive. I'm alive. How is it possible? I hope you knew about it," is what I said. I remember the ship, I remember calling and nothing. What happened to our gift friend? You might want to consider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
Right, so magic missile's useful, but that ice knife's brilliant because I can still use it when silenced. Ray of sickness. I'll use that. That's more my kind of thing. Yeah, so basically he's gone up and picked his character. He's done exactly what I said he would do on the boat. Around the North Lloyd. Which is run off while I'm in the middle of doing something and cause chaos.
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us.
When there's chaos, there is a bit of fun to it as well. You watching?
Yeah, but it would be nice for people to see
You're
it.
more concerned for her than she is for you, clearly.
Like you said, you're not the one
We need to take care of
streaming.
ourselves. First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. One thing
You can do in conversations that Lewis didn't mention earlier is you can actually, if say like you're playing without Mike or something, you can pick an option for them almost like as a suggestion.
Lead the way.
Oh look, and Shadowheart's got a level up as well.
Yeah, she will do. When we get to Lazelle, she'll have one as well. Right, while he's doing that, because there's no enemies around this area just yet, I'll have a wander and pick a few things up.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
And my game's decided it wants to do a little speed. Also, another little thing, folks, like, I don't know if Connor's even said about this, you can actually
I was going to wait until we did actually multi-class.
Well, I'm in a level up now, so obviously we're on the PlayStation version, so we can just press the square button when we level up. When Connor gets his gift Yankee again, he'll probably show you, give you an example. We can multi-class into different classes. However, the class that we are currently at, for example, if we are the cleric, me, I can only get a level 1 on my cleric and a level 1 on the other class who I level up again and then choose which side I want to do. Pardon. I would say it's a bit of a pain in the backside, but
it's not. It's just you've got to be a bit more careful. You know, it's.
I'm gonna just.
It is what it is.
It's quite useful. Those spells are quite useful, and I know those spells quite well as well.
Right.
Ah, yes, the back. Oh no, fluff, yeah. How? Ooh, another potion of healing, I will take that.
I'll just wait for you here while I'm waiting. I don't.
You know what, that's something I wanted to check actually. What is my proficiency against flesh shoot? They don't have any performance. I was hoping we can show something off in performance.
You'd have to get a bard or someone that can use an instrument. Right, so with games like this, you always have a tag. So, for instance, my tag is Baldurian, shall I say, human, humanoid, sorcerer. These tags can be used in some conversations. So, for instance, I could turn around in one conversation and it would give me an option saying sorcerer, and you would work off that kind of thing.
Don't mind me, folks. I am coming over. I'm just collecting up some ingredients that are on the floor.
Your size has a lot to do with this as well, because you can, when you're in character creation, certain races can be certain sizes. So, like, you'll have, say, like with the humans, tieflings, and elves and half elves, they can have a bigger version of themselves. I don't know how that affects certain things, but when you play as other races like gnomes, dwarfs and hobbits, they can actually get into spaces that humans can't, or the larger races can't.
Well,
unless you're using certain spells that allow you to change your character.
Well, we have got a way we can show.
But that's when we go to the camp, or I can show them on certain characters.
Yeah, I'm just quickly going to my chest.
Oh, he's already in the camp, isn't he?
Yep, I'm just grabbing the stuff out of my chest.
I'll worry about that later.
Because I want to grab what's in here so we can show the folks on the stream.
There's no rush to show them. Don't forget, they're just sitting there watching me stand in a bloody spot.
True.
Literally a bloody spot.
Right, yeah, I'm coming back. No, I wanted to show them a little something. So, in this game, folks, they do play a little homage to Divinity 2 in some sense. And if Connor would like to look in my inventory very quickly, to just underneath the keys, if he actually lets me know when he's looking.
I'm already looking, but I'm going to explain this bit. So basically what they've done is they've bought in, if you buy the deluxe edition, before Lewis gets this part wrong, you can't get them unless you get the deluxe edition. You can, you're basically gifted with like little, I'd say knickknacks more than anything.
Homages, I would say.
From Divinity 2, from the original characters. And I say original characters because those who have played Divinity 2, but Divinity Original Sin 2, that does not include Fane. And there's a reason for that. Fane was never originally meant to be in the game. neither was custom characters. When the game first come out, you could only play as Ithan, Sibyl, Red Prince, Losa, and Beast. So that's why you've got Beast's hat. You do have the Mask of the Shapeshifter, which he's wearing at the moment. But you've got like the cape, the needle. Surprisingly, they've not put anything from Ithan. But as you can see here now that we're at the menu, Lewis has shapeshifted into a tiefling, which you can do with a spell.
But if you've got the deluxe edition like how we did, you can just wear the mask. But there are more homages to Divinity 2 before Connor forget. There is a little bit more homage to it in the way of paintings that they have in the game.
Not just paintings though, there's little hints towards it in books and like even some of the conversations they hint at it and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's not just with the deluxe edition. You can get, it's just mainly the stuff that we've just got here that is the deluxe edition stuff.
Usable items.
More or less, yeah. Otherwise, all the rest of the stuff is still in the game normally.
There is also a slight hint to it in character creation with one of the haircuts. And I don't think Lewis will have seen this one.
Is that Sibyl's?
Nope.
Ithan's?
To a degree. But it's not like, it's not right there saying Ithan's haircut. Basically, there's a haircut on it called Lone Wolf haircut.
Ah, the Lone Wolves. Oh, that was a fun time.
Right,
I still remember using the wolf against them. And people used to hate the wolf.
Right,
And
did not mean to do that.
And yet somehow I still made
well.
that useless very powerful.
Right. What shall we go
And I
with?
still think you're a bit salty about that wolf when we done our fight.
It is what it is. I could say the same about you, the amount of times I beat you as a mage. You could never beat my mage.
Yeah, that was only because you were like...
No, tell a lie,
And
you
all
beat
your-
my mage once. And that was because I made a very bad mistake.
Yeah, and that's because I had two of them.
So I'm on about the very end.
Oh, that one. Yes, I know what you're on about now. Yeah. And I still managed to get around that just then.
Well, it's the fact that I'd used up all my sauce. I hadn't realised that it hadn't stuck to how the end of the game was to a point.
Where's my bow staff? I thought I had a bow staff.
You probably unequipped it.
No, I haven't. Doing that again. Typical, the game's doing it again to me.
What's that?
I haven't got no bow staff in my bloody inventory. I'm not kidding, I've got no bow staff.
Have you accidentally put it in camp?
No, I haven't put it in camp.
Because I see all your weapons there, but
That's all the weapons I picked up. I would have no need to put my weapons in the camp. I don't.
I'm not saying you've done it on purpose. I'm saying you might have misclicked.
No, because I wasted time. Well, I just exactly just shot the burn.
Because you weren't paying attention, I'd used electric there.
Surprising.
One day, I'll catch up with
They
you.
actually kept that mechanic in.
Well, it's a mechanic you can actually use in D&D. If you're clever enough and playing games like that, you can pull some really nasty things out of that.
You fight well.
I got Fist of
Perhaps our
Fury.
survival isn't such a distant prospect.
What one's that one?
I don't know. Have to have a look. If I press the right bloody button. Kill a character with an unarmed strike.
Ah, there we go. Yeah, I've not done that on this character yet, so... Were you running off to? I trust you to go the difficult way.
Difficult way, I can jump up.
I'll just take the path.
Why take the path when I can just jump?
Because you've got a habit of messing that up.
Ooh. That is something I did not expect in this.
Right, so... what have we got?
Not a lot.
Ah, so that's how that works. That's interesting.
How what works?
Basically, I can give up spell slots to create sorcery points.
Whatever that means.
Basically, the way that works is I could, for instance, I could use up my sorcery points to give myself more spell slots so that when I go to camp, I've got more spells to use. But vice versa, if I've got more sorcery points, I can use the special abilities a sorcerer has, so stuff like, say, twin spell and distance spell. Meta magic, it's called.
Fair enough. Right, let me go to camp. Let me go and have a look to see if I have put it away. I don't think I have. The only thing I put in that chest was the food.
I just don't think this game likes you.
And I did.
Told ya, and what was that? No, I don't do that.
Well, I've done it for this, so...
I'm sure you fisted it.
Wait, where's that?
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh no, it's in my bag. Yeah, it's in there. No, I know where it is. I was looking for where the fish went.
Right, while he's trying to sort himself out, I'll show you this bit.
Hurry! I've got one of those brain things cornered.
This is
In the
Asterion.
grass. You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
Right.
You know what? I did it a different way when I done my co-op. My own version of this.
Do you want to
actually
play? Because when me and you done it, how did we do it on the co-op? I told him to kill it himself and went to walk off, didn't I?
Yeah, that's what you did. I done it a different way. I did it that way.
I've done both ways. But I wanted to show you that way because it's a more interesting one. And he's just showing you, by the way, the selecting the options for you to pick kind of thing.
Well, you'll be in trouble now, aren't you?
Not really. There you go. I've still got some dexterity.
You're lucky.
I saw
While
you
you're
on the
getting on with
ship,
that, I want to have
strutting about whilst I was trapped in that pod. What did you and those tentacled freaks do to me?
Skills are getting quick, so I need to have a look at something.
I'm not an idiot.
So I do have
I
persuasion.
saw.
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's
the
going
fan's
on?
not blowing, is it?
Nah.
That's right. I have
The worm.
far enough away.
Of course. That explains things somewhat.
Ah, this is
And
where
to
we are.
think, I was ready to decorate the
know where
ground
we
with
are
your
now.
innards. Apologies.
I'll let you sort that out before I go.
Indeed we are.
Did you know there's actually a way of getting
allow me
into
to
the
introduce
other half?
myself. My name's
Yeah, we gotta go
Astarion.
do that one as well.
I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts
Into the other
snatched me.
half, what do you mean?
Well, we got 2 paths. Well, we still got to go into the other half of the ship, ain't we?
Oh, we've already done.
Is
Well,
that
I've
so?
already done that with you, shall I say?
We clearly move in different circles.
But then we got to go up the hill as well.
There's a few
Do you know
places
anything
we can
about
go.
these
We
worms?
still got that crypt as well.
Yeah, we also got to go straight there. That's what I'm saying.
Turn us
I
into-
can see it from where I'm looking now, where we can also go. Because I know you're
Of course it'll turn me into a monster.
Well, actually, no, you wouldn't have to.
What else did I expect?
What?
Although,
Who we're going to pick up next.
it hasn't
Because I
happened
doubt you're
yet.
gonna probably use him anyway, wouldn't you?
If we can find an expert,
Depends.
someone that
I'm
can
in
control
2
these
minds
things,
about it.
there might still be time.
Would we really need 2 of you?
You'll be surprised because we both play differently.
You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a
Quite
useful
differently,
person
yeah,
to know.
like I say.
All right,
He is quite a bit
I
of
accept. Lead
well,
on.
as useful as he is squishy. I mean,
What?
if you look around behind you right now, you can see him from here.
What are you on about? I said me and him play differently.
No,
Keep your distance,
I
dog.
mean, not him. I meant the next one.
No, I've said me and him play differently, as in me and the wizard. And you've turned around and goes, yes, we play differently.
I mean, you can look up towards where I'm looking.
We'll worry about him in a minute.
You can see it from here. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I know. I've done this enough. But what I'm saying is, you're saying about having a second. We play differently. As in me and the wizard. They're different classes. They've got different ways of playing.
And it's hurt.
I'd rather it be hurt than me. Do be careful.
Right. You know what? You can deal with this part.
I think you should. Honestly, I did it last time.
Yeah, and you can do it this time so that people can watch it. Instead of watching me do it all the time.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. Yes, you feel hate, and you deserve to be punished for it. You should be whipped, made to bow before this creature in shame.
Ah, the joys.
It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it, but then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
And not bad.
Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs
Not bad roll
sustenance to
now.
survive, and with your very body, you can provide.
I was going to say, this is a fight of intelligence, and my character is not intelligent.
Thankfully,
something-
this is a decent one.
Now, this is something that Connor hasn't mentioned yet.
Because we've not had to use it. I've not had the ability to use it.
And because I've got the ability to use it, I'm not sure if Connor can see the
I
dice roll.
can see it, but I don't know if he'll bring the guidance up. Yep, it's brought it up.
See, I have got a thing that's got guidance. Because I've got Shadow Heart, I always can actually have a bonus to my rolls, which is a 1d4 roll. And what that does is, well, I'll show you.
I'd have laughed if you got a crit one there.
I tell you what, it wouldn't have surprised me if I got a crit 1.
Well, you're the one who's got it first, surprisingly.
The monster lies exhausted, defeated.
Oh, we'll be at the most
Its
important time in the
eyes,
entire
wet
playthrough.
orange pearls radiate malice.
And then I will be laughing.
That would be my luck.
Now there is another little thing to this phone.
Death is too good.
Something that I'm sure Connor hasn't mentioned. If I had left that creature alone, I would have had something happen at the top left of my screen, which I either would have said about Shadowheart approving or disapproving.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to. Because I haven't had the chance to show it off on my side yet.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it now because I know there is. If I had chosen the other option, she would have either agreed or disagreed with the option of it.
Basically, yeah.
But if I had chosen the other option, she would have agreed or disagreed. And what that is, if Connor can actually help me with this, because I can never remember what it is called. What is it?
You on about to do with them liking or not liking you?
Yes.
So basically, your choices affect their disposition towards you. So in some cases, they approve of... It's not morality. Morality is basically good and evil. It's disposition. Morality would be, you know, like I say, when you do good and evil. Whereas their disposition, or more towards their likes and dislikes. So, like, certain characters approve of you being not so much good, but like
doing the right thing.
Yeah, helpful or altruistic or something like that. Other characters approve of you being cruel or greedy or something like that. But then you've got the ones that are in the middle that approve of you being more knowledgeable. So, like, if you complete certain tasks that involve books, they approve of that. Religion, yes, with Shadowheart. There's loads of different ways that it's affected in this game. It's not just a case of good or evil, it's literally like their personality affects it. You'll see it when we come up in a little bit. And it's not just when they're in your party, it can also happen when they're out of your party.
When they're in the
Approach the sigil on the stone.
You
Magic
have to have picked them up
glitters and
first.
swirls from it erratically,
your turn.
as if
I'm already doing it.
malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
I tell you what, I still can't believe what I did with this power. I tell you what, I'm still flabbergasted by it.
A hand?
But
Anyone?
also, like, going off of what Connor has said, there are a little bit more in-depth thing with it as well, folks. Which, hopefully, if we ever get to that stage, we will actually, well, we'll try and show you some of it.
Whatever
Not all
you're
of
doing
it,
is working
mind you,
wonders.
because
Now a quick little pull should do the trick.
for certain good reasons, like Connor had, let's just say, turned off certain sections.
Oh, I've turned off so that they can't have nudity and stuff, so we can still do the romance, you just won't have the sex scenes.
Yeah.
You don't need to sugarcoat it, we're all adults here.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm Gale of Waterdeep.
Spoil that bit,
Apologies.
you said not to
I'm usually
spoil
better at this.
It's a Larian / D&D game. People know there's sex in it. When there's a companion, there's sex.
Yeah, but then you can have that in Divinity too.
Which is why I said Larian. But then you've also got it with BioWare.
Yeah, true. BioWare.
I mean, Jesus Christ, I think at one point, Dragon Age Inquisition went almost full Game of Thrones without the incest. And even that's debatable.
I've never even got past the first area.
A bit shocked.
I've
but
completed
friend,
it
it's a relief
once
and
as a mate.
pleasure to make your acquaintance. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the
Yeah,
North
fine.
Lloyd as
So
well.
basically, as Connor said, there is sex.
And I can only
So your
assume you
characters
too were on the receiving end
can
of a
actually
rather
have relationships.
unwelcome insertion in the
You can only
ocular
do
region.
one relationship with any of the companions.
No use sugarcoating it,
So
is
for
there?
example, if I was to fall in
The
love with
insertee
Gale
we speak
here,
of, this parasite,
I wouldn't be
are you
able to
aware
fall
that
in
after a
love with
period of excruciating
or
gestation, it will turn us into
Lazar,
mind flayers?
or however you
It's a
pronounce
process
Lazar.
known as ceramorphosis.
Lazelle.
I
And
think it's
let me
actually
assure
pronounced
you,
Laerzell.
it is to be
I
avoided.
have heard him saying it in the game, I
You don't
just
happen to be a
can't
cleric
remember.
by any chance, do you?
But yeah,
A doctor?
so you can actually have
Surgeon?
a romance.
Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
I mean, on my solo, I'm actually falling in love with Gale.
I suppose few enough can.
Well, let's just say
Not
I've
exactly
had
a
a very
common affliction.
interesting sex.
We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too.
Oh boy,
How
I'm not
about
gonna
we
get
lend
that
each
out
other
my
a helping
head.
hand once more and look for a healer
Ooh.
together?
Damn.
Oh, I see you're travelling
And,
with plenty of company
well,
already.
Let's just say Connor
Perhaps I can join you later
has
instead. I'll make my way to your
a little
camp and
bit of a
embark
fair
upon a
mind
succulent
what I
slow
mean
cook
by
to be
it.
consumed upon your return.
Basically, yeah. Right, so he's
I
off.
did tell you partly what happened. I didn't tell you fully what happened.
Now, we've got a few options here. I suggest we go this way, though. The reason I say that is because I want to get the shovel.
That's another thing I need to about where the bloody hell the shovel is.
Right, so one thing they've added, which Lewis has already shown at one point, the ability to jump. Because
Right,
he's
there
in
is a
the
little
way.
problem. There is one little problem. Your companions sometimes don't want to follow. That is when it really gets a real pain in the actual backside.
That's more down to pathing than anything. Right, Lewis?
I hear shouting up
Ah.
ahead.
We should check it
Yeah,
out.
just shovel.
But be careful.
Fancy getting my hands dirty. I need a shovel. I need a
picked it
shovel
up?
to dig this up.
I'm trying to pick it up, he won't pick it up.
You know you done it backwards. Was you trying to get it to highlight?
I had to end up pressing, I was trying to stand in front.
Just
It
hold
kept
X and
going
do
on.
it that way. Don't even
That's
attempt
what I
to
did
do
in
that.
the end. That's what I did in the end.
The game can be finicky like that.
I'll take that, yeah, I'll take that. That's good.
Right. Now we can come
Yeah.
back on ourselves. I'm not going to do this next part until... Oh,
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not suggesting we do that yet until we get the other bit over here.
well, it's not just that. There's also the fact that I want to sort out the, what's it called?
Because we don't want to do that part yet.
Zorro was right. Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins
Now,
to kill.
hopefully my
And if it
persuasion
escapes,
should be good
How
enough.
will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to
Give me
the
one
prisoner's
second.
white-hot
No worries.
stare. Her lips don't
Do
move.
nothing.
You hear her voice.
Get rid of her.
Another little something fun. We can also cast the spell on others. So
Right.
just like in D&D, I have now just casted the power of I don't know what it is that I had. So Connor now will actually show you. He has now got guidance.
Yep.
Where I have now casted it upon him.
Thing is as well, it's not just stuff like that. You've also got your proficiencies from when you made your character. So in Lewis's case and my case, we've both got good persuasion. I mean, my persuasion's +5. And you can
Whereas mine's
see
only +2.
above where all the bonuses are, it tells you your total range of between 6 and 9 for me.
So there are certain things later on, like potions and such, that will come into
She's
play
right.
that will
Let's
make
go. We need to
certain
check out that
things
blast.
are a lot more applicable.
You didn't hear it. Shook our camp good, so
For
we came for a
example,
look.
like strength rolls. There are potions that allow you to actually cast the strength rolls with 2 dice instead of 1.
Also, your profession helps with that. So, like, sometimes if you use a certain tag, it'll give you 2 dice, and whichever dice is higher is what he'll pick. And then he'll add your bonuses on top and everything as well.
Northwest.
If you roll a nat
Look for Nettie.
one,
Whatever
I
your
think it
wound,
automatically
she can mend
fails
it.
you.
And be
Nat
careful.
1, you'll never
There are
succeed.
goblin traps
Even if
everywhere.
you've got, like, I know at
Vanessa,
one point I
come.
had enough bonuses to push me well over
Enough
its
gawking.
requirements. I think
Get
it was
me
7.
down.
And I got a nat 1, and it still wouldn't accept it.
Observe.
Yeah, but I meant with 2 dice. I'm not sure. With 2 dice, if you roll a nat 1, it automatically fails.
No, it doesn't.
Right? Thank God for that.
That one, basically, it would choose the highest one. Even if you land a nat 1 on the 1, the other one will still count. He'll pick the highest. It won't add the combination. He'll just pick the highest one.
Also, I just realised where that is.
What's that?
Can't give up
Where
now.
the that structure put in. You know what? I still haven't even put my staff yet. My quarter staff. Oh, I could use it, yeah, but
There we go.
I'm using my fist.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all your senses. Auspicious. But the longer we wait, the more it consumes. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me. It is many things. A hatchery, a training grounds, a shelter. Githyanki
Now,
protocol
this
is
character
clear.
is
When
actually
infected with a
considered
ghaik tadpole,
everyone's
we must
least
report to
favourite
Augusta
character.
for purification.
What, her?
Yeah, Laser.
I wonder why.
You are full
Maybe
up.
because she is such a
Dismiss
big
your
boss
weakest.
fan.
Very well. But heed my word. The Horned Ones mentioned a camp.
Right, you've
One
seen him
there,
up in the
this
corner. Even
Zorian,
though
has
Lewis's
seen
character,
Githyanki. A creche
like
must be
Lewis's
near.
companion,
I
is
must
with him,
interrogate this Zorian.
she
Our
disapproved
very
of me
lives depend on it. I will be at
accepting
your camp.
her into the group. The
Do
reason
not
is
keep me waiting.
you won't see it when we've set her free. She doesn't like Githyanki.
Yankee.
A lot of people don't like Githyanki. You'll find in this game there is a dose of racism across the board. Same as any game. Right. We'll go around this way.
You want to go around that way or go this way?
This way. You'll see why.
Now also, folks, something that Connor didn't tell you, with the jump mechanic, there is full damage in this game, in some sense.
There is, but I don't know if it's a bit finicky.
It depends on how far you jump down, you can actually hurt yourself. Like if I was to jump all the way to the bottom from the top here, I'd lose about 2 to 3 health and end up in front, which will make it basically unable for me to do something.
Right, if you come over here, see if you can pass that. Yep.
What's that?
Now's not the time.
Get the fuck out the way.
That's why I say just do the thing.
If your character weren't standing there, I'll be able to do it.
Mate, the amount of times I've had to do it with your character.
Well, this would be quite useful to you.
What's that?
Yeah, I'll send you to
Talk with the dead. Scroll of ritual. I wonder. I don't know if you can only do it with wizards. I'm gonna have to look at that. Ah, no, there we are. Learn spell already now. So basically, unlike in Divinity Original Sin 2, where you learn spells from books, you can learn them on level up, but you can also learn them through scrolls, and you pay a little bit of money. But you have to be certain levels, I believe.
Yeah, you do.
But let's carry on.
Because they're high level spells.
Yeah. Right.
React now, or someone else will pick that wreck. You're both twice as tall as me, but have half the bloody backbone.
But we
This
don't
is
know
going to be
what
an
that thing
interesting
even
part.
is. And what about the crypt?
I'm telling you, it's a ship. And the crypt can wait. Mari and Barton have been trying to break in for days. Now we... Stop! Got ourselves competition already. That's our ship.
No,
Right.
Stop! You know what, the one I like doing is that one. I like doing that one.
I normally intimidate, to be fair, depending on the character. But again, when you play as paladins, certain ones give you an additional option. Right. There you go, 13. I'm not going to sit down and let the dice roll all over the place. You've seen it once, you see it 100 times.
In that case, come on you lot. No point in getting killed. Second worm gets the cheese and all.
Second mouse gets the cheese, no?
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it!
What's that?
Second mouse gets confused.
First mouse gets killed by the mouse trap, second mouse comes up and gets what he couldn't get.
Because I always had the expression early bird gets the worm.
Yeah, I've heard a few of them. Right, step back.
Step back.
No, believe me, step back a bit. Right, here we do.
Alright, then I'll step back.
Right, so, again, there are multiple routes to get through areas.
I've stepped all the way back in.
Now, if we had got into a fight with those, if I'd failed the roll, I could have done that to kill them and give us an easier time. Whoa, hold up there. Now, one of the routes in is through this hole here, which I found out on a solo run. You've also got another route through the door over here, where I've moved my mouse to. There's another route around here, but that one's a bit more awkward. And then finally, you got the route down here, where the waypoint was that you saw me go up to earlier. So there's 4 ways in, roughly. We're going to take this route because it actually works very well for this next fight. In we go.
How the hell did you do that without hurting yourself?
I have no idea. That's why I meant to have been finicky. Right, now Astarion is a half elf, I believe.
Path is interrupted, I can't even move down.
No, he's a standard high elf. So, high elves get a cantrip as part of their, like, creation, like, racial abilities. Astarions is Firebolt. When Lewis can get down. There we go. Don't move.
No. I'm trying to get down.
You're in.
Exactly. I am. It's not exactly in
Right.
yet. Easy to get in.
That's made our fight a lot easier now.
Yeah, the first time he done that, he blew me up and killed us all.
Yeah, I didn't realise there was oil on the floor because unfortunately it was too dark. Right, I'm not going to do anything here. Very nice. Now the barbarian, I believe, is the one who's still alive, who's not going to die. Yeah, so he's going to go for me. bad choice, I think. Well, I was going to shock him, but
no, you can shock the one who's out the front.
I can't because of where they are. It's a close range one, that's why I was going to shock him. Right, miss. But this is my ability from this race. Well, clash, shall I say. I can basically, I'm just going to show it off here. Say there. I can fly. Oops. You can only do it after you use a spell, not a cantrip. She's burned to death, so all's good. Right, I need to double check something. I don't think I can wear armour. Yes, I can.
I don't know if I can.
You can, I believe.
Oh, light armour.
Yeah, because I believe most... Let's have a look. If I go to...
I'm going to put my phone on.
Where's your proficiencies? Here we are. Yeah, armours and shield. Light armour and shield. Martial weapons, glaives, halberds and pikes. And then simple weapons, daggers, spears, quarterstaffs and light crossbows.
Now's not the time.
Right. So you've looted him, you've looted him.
I can.
Right.
So I can throw them, can't I?
I believe so. Right, put these on. Basically, these clothes here for when you're in your camp. So they don't make a difference to your character outside of light camp.
They can be thrown.
What, as improvised weapon or...
I'm guessing so.
Got another quarterstaff here, simple rolls and journey through the jungle. Remember I said 2 different tries of dealing with things? He's there trying to lockpick it. It's literally a proper D&D with us two. He's trying to lockpick it and I just pulled the lever to open the door.
Yep.
And you'll be... You know what the worst thing is? That's the second time I've done this to him. He's halfway through lockpicking it, I'm like, lever. Right, I can't do anything here.
We'll let him come down to us.
Just like
what I will do is I'm gonna hide.
You're gonna just crouch.
There. He'll come down.
Funny thing is, he's got a tool, so he should be able to see.
We got company.
Strange enough, he said hiding successful. Right. So I can't use that ability again. Right.
Need you to move over a bit so I can get shadow hide.
Hold on. Aha. Ah, I can only do it once. Right. So if I just turn that off. Right. So I was going to show off the bonk. There we go. I was going to show off one of the abilities, which is which basically allows the sorcerer to have a slight edge over a wizard in certain ways.
Only silence and dust.
Also, folks, you remember us saying about camp? Now, there is a thing that we do need to do in this, as Connor will probably explain with me while I'm sitting here looting up all the food.
I'll need to rest soon.
we do actually have food that's scattered around the world, which we can pick up and use while in camp, which is as useful as it can be.
Oh, speak of devil, there's fine.
You can tell if the food is if it's edible food or non-edible food. If Connor would like to demonstrate it just by looking at the food in the inventory.
I've already picked some stuff up, so I'll explain it a bit more in a sec. So basically what Lewis is getting at is the way this works. With your camp, you have what's called a short rest and a long rest. A short rest you can do outside the camp. And what that basically does, if I bring up the options by the menu, short rest basically replenishes some resources, but doesn't use stuff up for it. So it'll basically do stuff like, if I remember off the top of my head, heal you a little bit, unless you've got a perk. There's a perk that allows short rest to heal you completely. And it also affects some of your spell slots or abilities, one at a time. I know some abilities you've got a short rest before you can use them again and stuff like that.
And it does tell you as well if Connor wants to go onto his weapon wheel thing and look at some of his abilities. Some of the abilities can tell you if it requires a short rest or a long rest. For example, if I was to look on my weapon wheel at the moment, on my topple, it would actually say over in the very far right, short rest is required for me to use the skill again. Whereas, say, like if I wanted to use, I don't know, what's a good example? Fireball. I would have to do a long rest because of the, what's the stuff that I'm looking for? The spell things, what is it?
What?
For like, you know, like if I was to cast Fireball, what's the spell stuff? Cast cost.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, that's it. Cast
spell
cost.
slot.
Well, yeah, spell slot then. So if you look on Connor's side, he would probably have like a spell slot at the bottom of his weapon wheel, which would be the blue thing. Now, when you do a long rest, that actually goes all the way back up to the maximum amount. So for example, with me, with Shadowheart, for example, I've only got level 1 spell slots, which is only 3. So if I was to use all 3 of them, I'd have to do a long rest to get them all back again.
You do not recognise the language on the plaque.
That's what works.
But going off what Lewis was saying about the food, you cannot do a long rest without food.
That might be worth a look.
You can, but don't get the bonus.
It's more like you're just having a short rest kind of thing.
Well, it says that you get partially healed, but you don't get any of your stuff.
Yeah, which is basically a short rest.
And I kind of nearly did that earlier because I was trying to sort out my long rest, but it wasn't right.
Right, if we go through the command here, I believe we do.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
We did. Oh no, that's in the next area, right?
That's where I'm going to now.
This
Right,
place wasn't built for
what's
the
the
living.
plan? Shall we go right and let you do a bit of looting?
Well, first off, is that's the entrance? No, that's the thingy door.
That's the crypt with all the traps. That's what I said about you.
Ah, yes, the crypt. Shadowheart, you stay there.
Now, I'll follow you with the cursor, because then it'll be easier for people to see. Basically, this area's trapped.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
There you go.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
Perception failed. Perception failed. My perception was god awful. And I failed on my perception.
Avoid that trap.
Right, there should be a...
I failed every single perception check.
like I say, there should be in there somewhere a trap disarming chip. Should be in the main word. I think it's on the skeleton there.
Ah! Something that we also need to actually talk about.
We'll talk about that later when it's more relevant.
Yeah, because I found out what it actually does. And I tell you what, it is actually quite clever how it works.
Hello, I didn't see this down here. Right.
Also, I am very curious to what this button does.
Now, you've just seen something pop up on my screen. Basically, I've just got an inspiration point. And the way your inspiration points work is you can use them to re-roll an ability check. So,
and yes, that does include nat ones, folks.
Yes. So,
only
for
a
instance,
critical success at nat 20 does it. It only ever does it not on a nat 20. Anything from 1 to 19 is always a re-roll if you have got the points.
I was about to say, it's basically if you fail a roll. So if I show here,
if you got enough, if you got a 20, you know, it does work differently.
So I'll do the roll. Now, he's passed because he's got everything, but if I'd failed, normally it'll just give you continue. When you have an inspiration and you fail, it gives you an option to press square on the PS5 and re-roll. You can have up to 4 inspiration at a time, and you'll see that when you go to your R2 menu, in the top right corner under Party Gold, it'll say inspiration points.
Well, I just realised we just passed 2 chests.
Well, I've already seen one over in the corner up there. So there's roughly 3 chests in it. Right.
Yeah, and there's also an on death and resurrection thing right here.
Oh, what now?
A torch. There's also a torch on the floor right there.
Oh, that's interesting. Some heavy armour.
Now, excuse me while I go and do some loot.
While he does that, basically, I'll explain why he says that. This area is a bit of a trap area, as you'll see in a moment. But what he's doing basically makes it easier for us both.
Yeah, the first time we both played this together, I accidentally done the most stupidest thing and didn't even realise I'd done it until after I'd done it. I had to learn from that mistake straight after.
See, difference between me and Lewis when we do this. Lewis would go out of his way to tell me when things are, which I can understand why, because it does help, but I'd rather learn some stuff on my own. Whereas with me, I'll just let Lewis walk into a trap.
Massive lock.
Well, no,
yeah,
Lewis.
And then sometimes that comes to bite him in the arse.
Very rarely, I'm too busy laughing. But there are times he knows when there's something coming up, because I'll go, oh, go on, you go on ahead, and he'll go, what's coming up?
But then I have had it where I have suggested to him, and he will even admit this himself, where we have been in areas and I have suggested to him roughly certain levels to go into, just as a precaution because of how dangerous certain areas are.
What was once
and he would
script is now
actually
an
agree with me on
obliterated
that,
scroll.
because there are
You
some
have a
areas
sense
where
these
it's
are
better to be
names, a list.
recommended level
of
that
what?
I would suggest to be at before proceeding on with it. For example, like I said to him for one area to be a level 4 for us before entering anywhere more in towards it. And once we got to level 4, he understood then why it was.
See, the problem with Lewis as well is, and I have told him for this is why he's made it a clear point to say when there's spoilers, say I'm not ruining it because of spoilers. He's got a habit of telling me stuff that I don't want to know about the story.
Well, I'm not spoiling anything about what's happening next. I'm just saying about the suggestion.
No, that's what I'm saying. You've made sure to do it properly here, but when we're playing, we'll be going, and I'll go, oh, but later on, this, and I'm sat there like, Lewis, I don't want to bloody know. And he's like, oh, but I'm not really spoiling it. I'm just telling you, I don't want to know anything about the game. Let me find it out. Right, yeah, here's a perfect example.
There
Sorry.
are points, I was going to say, sorry, but there are points where I have suggested to him when we are doing the co-op to be a recommended level because of how difficult some areas can be.
And there are also times when he turns around and goes, oh, we'll do it this way because I know it's the easier way, and me being a bit of an arse, I go, so I'm not doing it that way. Come on.
Yeah, which is going to bite us both in the arse later on.
There we go. Right, so before he carries on with his moaning, basically I've just failed a roll there, so I've used the inspiration, which has allowed me a second roll, which has painfully been successful.
Gods. These are the names of gods, once lost but now restored after the second thunder.
Lewis,
entire pantheons have dwindled
is helpful.
and been reborn,
I've got it as well,
silently recorded by this book.
Lewis is helpful because, yeah, he does have the best intentions, but he forgets that I'd rather walk blindly into something and learn it than be told about it. That's just how I am.
What are we doing about this?
In what sense?
Well, I don't want to be walking up there with both my characters.
See, you have to be careful because they'll swarm you. Us being together would be a better solution.
Yeah, but then you also got the problem with that one down there that does a certain spell on you.
Yeah, but that's why I've took a certain spell to counter it.
Right, so what do I do? Do I stay here or do I come with you?
It's up to you.
Because if I'm up here...
I'd personally say stick close without being too close.
Well, I'm going to be up here anyway, because I'll be able to take on a couple of them up here. Whereas you're going to have a couple of them down there.
I'm not too sure about that, because they're all down there, and they'll probably swarm you.
Yeah, they would.
That's what I'm saying, but come on.
Yeah, so this is what happened the first time, folks. I came up there, saw a shiny button, and went, what's this thing? Pressed it, and this happened.
Yeah, remember what I said to you about, like, he's got a habit when I'm in conversations or something, and he just goes and does something. This is the perfect example. He literally come out, pressed the button, and all I heard was, Connor? I'm like, what? I've just done something. But, moving on.
He's dead.
Undead characters play differently to normal characters, well, normal enemies. In a sense of, like, you can use certain abilities on them that you can't use on human enemies, which Lewis can actually do. Both me and Lewis can do these abilities.
Yeah.
To a degree, ours are both different.
Yeah. Mine, I would guess, his one would be more range, whereas mine's more
time to press ahead.
Mine does, I think, 1 to 30 damage. I don't know what yours.
My one, basically, your one is your turn undead.
Yeah, I'm on about something else. Completely.
Which one are you referring to?
I'm on about my necrotic damage.
Necrotic. Oh yes, she has that one that does the thing.
Yeah, that's the one I was referring to.
See, I'm referring to the turn undead because, yeah, you've got two different ones. But he has two different... Don't forget, I don't use Shadowheart the way you do. So...
Well, I use her more primarily as a healer, not a damage dealer.
Whereas I kind of alternate.
I do use her as a healer. I just ever rarely try not to. I try and keep her out of the fight.
He's coming for the slap. But basically, what I've just done puts a disadvantage on these attack rolls.
Oh wow. Certain someone's playing Hades, which I did not expect him to play.
I knew he was playing that anyway, if it's who I think of.
Yeah, I didn't think he would play that. I've actually completed that game. That game is quite a fun little game.
Have you not seen the update videos?
I haven't got them thingy, unfortunately. I've just basically muted his channel for the time being. Not because... Thingy, it's just because I don't want to watch all the videos he has. I do have to go back onto YouTube to actually look at some of those. I haven't seen them lately. It's because I don't want to sit there and do sleeping dogs and all that one. You know what I mean?
Oh, that don't bother me. But basically, he did say in an update video that he was going to play it.
I tell you what, I'd like to know what weapon he would actually like out of that. I personally love the shield.
Actually,
I just love going up to him and just
that,
bashing him in the face with the shield.
Don't waste a step.
Right, I'm going to play this a bit differently. Now, I said that these sorcerers have a special ability called sorcery. And they get sorcery points that allow them to choose certain meta abilities. One of them being distance spell, so it increases the range of my spells by 50%, and my melee spells get a range of, it doesn't say on there, but it's 9 meters.
Before you actually end your turn, there is something I do want to show off as well.
Whereas I've got twin spell on, which basically allows me to throw 2 of the same spell at the same time. What was that?
Right, so if you want to hover over my character very quickly, I just want to show you the...
No, I don't understand. So I do that, and you notice I split it in 2. You can't do that with other characters.
No, you can't.
Well, you on about the difficult terrain or something?
Right, so if you look at my feet, folks, I've got a how can I put this? I've got a debuff on myself at the moment, where the enemy has just shot me with a ray of ice. Now, some abilities can actually do this, which can actually reduce your movement speed, as well as difficult terrain. And what that does is, for the next turn that I try to move, my movement speed is going to be now basically halved. So whereas where I would be able to make that distance with the walk or a run, I would not be able to do it. So that is something just a little bit to bear in mind. Like so, if Connor had been hit by that, he wouldn't have been able to move very far. And just to show off something else,
what's that?
Because I know you wanted me to actually show this off.
Oh, the turn undead.
Yeah. So I have 2 abilities, folks. I've got one called Inflict Wounds, which is a close range spell, which I have to be within literally touching distance of an enemy. And what this does is it purifies a creature with necrotic energy filling within my hands. So I go up to an enemy, touch them, and it can deal from 3 to 30 damage. It's a nice spell, but I've never seen it go beyond like 5. And that is pretty good as for undead because of necrotic stuff. And as Connor also has like kindly suggested, an undead. And what that has done is he has now been turned, which now means this creature that's standing right next to me will now run away from me.
A good way to see that, if people are ever unsure, is if you press down on your D-pad, it'll give you all your information on an enemy or item or something like that. So,
or if you do it my way as well, you can just press if you go into the L3 mode like Connor does with the cursor mode, just hover over the enemy and press square. You also get the examine button now.
Well, yeah, it depends if you're in combat, because you can't really do it the normal way in combat, and yet the way you've just suggested is basically how I've just done it.
Yeah.
But what this does is the affected entity must move away from the creature that turned it.
Which I just said.
but it's away from you, not from me.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, you just said it runs away. It's not like in Divinity.
I just said it runs away from me.
No, you just said it runs away. But as I was saying, in Divinity, they used to run away from everyone. But you didn't explain some other things. It can't make any actions.
No.
It cannot take any actions other than dash.
Oh yeah.
So it's a case
It also ends upon being attacked.
Yeah. But also it's a case of it can take certain actions if it allows it to get out of danger. So, for instance, it'll be a case of... Let me just test this. How far can I throw this out? Oh, bloody hell, I can almost hit that one that's attacking you. That ain't bad. Actually, let me move forward a bit, see if I can actually... But yeah, so basically, if it's standing in fire, it would be able to, like... just short, how annoying. It'd be able to move out of the way if it involves having to move towards the person, kind of thing. Right. Down. I know this would be middle low ground, but I just want to throw this. So basically now, I can hit him from there with that. So it's basically done what? How far from me is that? I'll just come out of there. So basically now I can throw a spell. And see, it's hard to judge because it'll try and give you at the bottom. According to this, I can throw the spell about 27 meters.
No, I was close. I did 20.
I'd say 20 myself in a straight line. Right, but... And also, it gives me the ability, as I've already said, to use what would normally be a melee attack as a ranged attack. So the sorcerer's got some interesting, like, mechanics they can use.
However, what it gets in its diversion stuff, it also lacks in some other stuff.
Please come to me, so... And as you saw while Lewis was talking earlier, you can push people off ledges and stuff like that. Oh, that's a point. You know I said about doing that fight yesterday? The one where I'll use that spell. I was talking to you about earlier. The one we had to redo.
Oh, that one.
Yeah. One of them decided it'd be a funny idea to keep pushing my character off a ledge.
Oh, believe me, I've had a fight where... I'm not spoiling this for you guys, but there's a fight that I've had later on in the game, which has now taken me... I've started this up about 8 o'clock. I got on that fight about 9 o'clock. Took me 3 hours to beat it. Because I was having to keep resetting the actual fight back from the beginning, because either the enemies were pushing me off the edge and literally overwhelming me. I couldn't get the damage out enough because my character kept missing, or the enemies just completely dodged my attacks and just weren't doing the stuff that I wanted them to do. It was only by sheer absolute luck, with a couple of spells, that I was actually able to get around it, because there are some nice little gimmicks in this game that can actually really hinder the enemies. Like
you want to end your turn?
Spells. Yep, sorry. Like, there are certain spells, like I know one that Gale has, that is really useful for, like, it.
Well, so much for
one
peace.
of those situational spells, and it does come in handy if you can put it in the right spot. especially if you're trying to hold off in one particular area while waiting for one to come over every time so you can take it out.
Let's go for Baldur. Now, with spells, you get disadvantage when someone's right on top of you. Yeah. So, because he was closer, my chance of hitting was lower.
And that goes the same for archers.
Yeah, anything that's ranged.
But, in typical D&D fashion,
critical miss. Yeah. Right.
Another fight. Let's go.
Do that.
It's like with divinity folks, the attack of opportunity was not normally. The attack of opportunity is one of more like your trait.
Over here.
In Nick, you automatically have it.
Even after death.
Very useful.
They're unthinking cadavers.
You also get other options as well, like as you play through, you can pick up feats that allow you to have reactions.
One sarcophagus.
You want me to do this bit?
No, I'll do this bit. So, for instance, I've got one on my paladin where if someone attacks an ally that I'm stood next to, I can roll a invisible dice kind of thing to see whether I can protect them. And Lewis has got one on his tiefling character where if he's hit with something, he can cast what's called Hellish Rebuke, and he throws a fireball kind of thing at him or sets him on fire.
But there is other ones, like on my solo character.
So he has spoken.
I'm playing as a ranger as well.
And so thou standest
I have a little
before me.
hidden dice where if I roll a certain,
what a curious
say like
way
if I
to
get to like 17,
now,
I get a natural 20.
I have a question
I could change
for thee.
the attack
What
from
is
say
the
like
worth of a
standard
single
hit to a
mortal's
critical.
life?
But it's only like a once per battle use. You can't do it every
Curiosity.
battle.
Nothing more. Wilt thou answer my question? So, I ask again, what is the worth of a
another character I had in
single
mind,
life?
which would have probably been easier to make.
And thus,
What it
balance
is
is
from
achieved.
Fairy Tale.
If all are at war,
Doubt you've ever watched that one, have you?
No, I've never watched Fairy Tale. I've got
very
Attack on
well.
Titan and I still haven't watched that yet. I think that through my
am
Hero
satisfied.
Academia, as I said. I've watched that.
We have
One of the
met,
movies last night.
and
I'll
I know
actually
thy
be
face.
watching the series 4.
We will
part
see
1
each
tonight.
other again at the proper
See,
Which I'm
time
hoping
and
to finish
place.
Attack
before
on
I go back to work.
Titan. I
got the
never
whole
really
box
got into.
I've got the whole box set. I've got the whole load of them.
I just couldn't get into it.
I have heard it. It is good. It's just very gory as well.
It's anime. It's gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But saying that, it
about a lot of
depends
anime.
on.
To say that about a lot of animes, though, can't you?
I say it
I mean,
depends
I've got a
if
couple
you
in
go for more R-rated ones, then you'd have stuff like Berserk, Ghost in the Shell.
High School with DxD.
Never seen that one.
You never watched High School DxD?
You could never get the DVD for it.
You can get it on Amazon.
I was trying to get it before, and they were like, "No, it's out of stock."
You can go in H&V and get it in H&V as well. If they got
Sod
it.
that, I'm not paying the price H&V were asking for it.
What, tenner?
Not the one up by me.
Yeah, I had it. I bought it for like a tenner.
When I went in there, they wanted it for something like 15 quid.
But yeah, it is one of those things. I mean, it is a good anime. I mean, I've got all 4 of them at the moment. I'm still waiting on the 5th one. I still need to watch the 4th one. But I love the song. I love the Grabbing Dragon song. I don't know if you've ever heard of that one.
Nah.
What's that?
I will have to try and send it to you after the stream.
I mean, what?
And you'll understand why the song is so fun.
The ones I've watched, High School of the Dead. Unfortunately, that will never be finished.
No, because they had 12 and then they had an OG. Weren't it?
No, it's not that. Creators died.
You know what I really miss about Baldur's
Creator died years ago.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because I know High School of the Dead only ever had 12 episodes plus the game.
That's a different
hallucination.
Yeah, the one where they're on holiday, which I've never watched.
I've watched it. It's kind of fucking weird. It's really fucked up.
It was a weird anime, to be fair.
It was a funny anime, especially with
Broken. Must have been here a while.
That was hilarious.
I say it was messed up. It's like with the teacher in and everything, but like I say, that was just a weird one. I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but it was a weird one.
I loved it. It was one of those weird ones. But then High School of the TXT is a bit like that. It is a bit weird in some aspects.
See, the thing
is very pervy.
I was about to say, High School D&D is more of one of those harem ones.
Yeah, but it is a hilarious one.
I mean,
Especially when the guy actually gets his come up to the top of the time. It's like in, whatchamacallit, it's like in My Hero Academia, they've got a pervy character.
That's another one I could never sit and watch.
What, My Hero Academia?
Yeah, I tried watching it, I think I got so far through and I just went, I can't sit and watch it.
I love it. I mean, I'm on the full season as it is. I've got the 3rd film for Christmas.
Let's get ready for the fight.
3rd film. I would have bought it myself. Why buy it when I can just get it for Christmas?
Well, that's it. If you ain't getting much else for Christmas.
Exactly.
I normally just go for tattoos.
I just realised I should have gone down.
Templar's orders!
That's what she said.
That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
Not like that, you dirty
What's going on?
sod.
Goblins are on our tail!
Don't line you up for me to say it.
Now! You let goblins here? Where is the druid?
But yeah, it's like,
Please,
what
there's
ones
no
are there?
time!
Black Lagoon, that's a fun one. That is violence. It's proper like,
I have heard of one.
The 9 hells! Open
There
the
is a
gates!
manga of it. Something to do with it.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
But because I've done work placement subject to like years ago. And someone was looking at the anime. And they were looking at the stock.
Damnable
I mean, anime-wise, most of them are based off mangas anyway. You look at things like One Piece, Fairy Tail, Inuyasha. Yeah, that's one that I used to love actually, that I need to start watching again, Inuyasha.
Now, the problem is, how the hell am I going to watch it? I'm a close-range fighter. With no bow experience.
This is why when I'd done my monk, I had it as a elf or high elf, because they get the both. It's the high elf, sorry, standard elves basically. They get proficiency with all bows.
Well, actually, I do have proficiency in like crossbows. Just not in the bow.
I was going to say, one of us should have a crossbow. I don't think, in all honesty, you have got a crossbow. You...
I can't even equip it. Oh well.
Right. You've done it again, you have.
Done what I've passed in.
You do it every time.
I keep forgetting he's there.
That's what I mean. Every time you do it, you run past and I'm like, he's there.
I'm not sitting in front of my screen. I'm like the other end of my bed. I'm not sitting in front of the screen where I can see him. But as I said last time, I didn't see him last time because I'm in the exact same spot where I was last time.
Where's the worst thing is you know where they are. Especially with your memory, you seem to remember most of it.
If I play the game long enough, then yeah, I will know where it is. Because I'm having to go through it and go to 100%. I mean, just look at certain other games that I've had for 100%. Like RE2, RE3, and RE Resistance. I am never touching RE Resistance ever a fucking game. And I am glad I will never have to.
Right, I've been slowed because of Greece.
See,
right.
If my PS4 data for the trophies of RE3 Remake crossed over to my PS5 one, the trophies, I would have gone straight through that in about a few times. And I would have got every trophy straight off the bat. But then, the moment I loaded it up, I've got everything.
With me, RE3 compared to RE2, I preferred RE2.
Don't get me wrong, I prefer RE2 new version over the original.
My sickle and sword.
As well as RE4 for definite, because that used to be a snooze fest.
I was never too big on RE4. I completed it once and that was it.
I completed it once and you already know my story. Really. Every time I loaded it up, I fell asleep. It was the best way for me to ever actually get to sleep.
RE4, unfortunately, like I say, for its time, brilliant.
It was good, yeah.
It hasn't aged.
Good. But it hasn't aged very well considering how the RE4 remake was. I mean, RE4 was a remake was a lot more time. And to be honest with you, I felt more involved with the character in that one than I did with the original.
Again, like I say, back then, the voice acting in games was very, very rarely in depth. I mean, one of the few games that I can think of.
What's the other one? I'm looking at character development. In some aspects, like you also have that character development. Like, okay, you went through that traumatic stress time. Doesn't mean you one line.
See, they did try to explain that after that.
Yeah, but yeah, as I said, how they done it with the remake, they done a much better job.
But they don't forget, with the remake, they could work off Chronicles, which is what they did. Like I say, they explained it off later with Chronicles and that, but when you actually sit and look at what they've done, you know, it kind of, people are like,
You know what though, as I said, I hope they do. I mean, if they ever remade Outbreak, that would be a very good one to have as a remake, especially with all the unlockable characters. Operation Raccoon City could be a nice.
if they'd done it properly, yeah.
Yeah. If they did it how they did it with the RE4 remake, and make it so you didn't have to fight everything, if you know what I mean. Because in RE4 you could get around certain fights.
See, RE Operation Raccoon City, their biggest one was basically, it was more like, yeah, the survival horror part wasn't really there.
No, because you always had ammo at every checkpoint.
Not just that, it's like you didn't feel anything from it.
Yeah, because you had ammo at every checkpoint. You also had abilities that were quite overpowered in some aspects. Especially if you had a medic and the doctor and the scientist on the same team. You could easily heal yourself and cure yourself of infection. And if you had Vector, who's you can get around with you. If you played with the other one that has that liquid skin or whatever, I never remember her name.
Liquid skin?
It looks like a bit of like liquid skin. I would use a different term for it, but I would not say it. But she had like a liquid like overskin. It was like a sheet. And it was white.
I'm just trying to think.
That was what her ability was. And then you had the Demolitionist as well. Which was, I think, was Buff.
Nah. I know who you're on about. I haven't done it that long ago, so... There we go. And we've leveled up. Because you had Four Eyes, who was the...
yes, Spectre. Spectre as well.
Yeah, you had Spectre, Four Eyes, Lupo, which was the one who had the armour.
Lupo was the one, that was it. Yeah, Lupo.
Lupo 1 or 2. Bertha.
Which was the healer.
Mm-hmm. Bentley or something like that was the demo guy.
Now,
and what's his name? The one you said who can turn invisible.
Yeah, Vector.
Spectre, or whatever it was. Vector's the one that had the night vision, I think.
No, Vector was the one who goes invisible.
No, it was Spectre who had the night vision, that's right.
And I know Vector was the one who goes invisible because I've got him as an action figure up in the top of my collection pile up the top there. Because my dad actually got it.
Level 2 spell.
I can wear light armor, can't I?
Yeah.
But it says here your movement speed increases by 3 meters while you're not wearing armor or using a shield. Does that count towards gloves as well?
No, because in this, gloves don't count as armor.
Right. So it is just like clothing armor. So wait, so if I go beyond my 10, that means I can't use armor?
No, basically, anything that says light armor negates that.
Oh, so as long as I'm wearing light armor, I'm alright.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Is that what he's saying then?
Basically, don't wear armor.
So I can't wear light armor?
No, anything that says light armor, medium armor, heavy armor,
yeah,
it will negate that. If it says clothing, you can wear it, and you can't get clothing with good armor ratings.
Alright, well, I'm going to have to find that then. Ooh, hello. Deflect missile. Use your reaction to reduce the damage from a ranged weapon attack by 1d10. Your dexterity modifier plus your monk level.
Oh, that's not fair.
You use a key point to deflect the missile. What?
There's 2 that I can choose.
Yeah.
Quicken spell. Spells that cost an action cost a bonus action instead.
You focus your key to bend the elements to your will, using them as an extension of your own body.
I'm going to take that one. That's actually better.
Way of the 4 elements. Way of the open hand. You're specialised in unarmed combat, using your hands and your controller key to heal or inflict grievous hurt. Ooh. Flurry of blows, topple. Punch twice in quick succession and possibly knock the target. Ooh. I actually might do the open hand. Or Way of the Shadow.
Way of the Shadow is the one you'd need for ninja.
No, I don't want that. Elements is more your, more of your spellcaster, ain't it?
I believe so, off the top of my head.
I'm going with my open hand.
That's what a lot of people go with, because apparently that's quite a good build.
It Well, from what I'm looking at, yeah, it is.
Right, so do I take you as an arcane, trickster, assassin, or thief? An additional bonus action would be nice, and reduce. Okay, but no, I'll take you as a arcane.
Alright, that's what's her name sorted as well.
No, don't want lights. Dancing lights, friends that could be useful, and poison spray. That's my cantrips. So this is the spell that I was on about, disguise self. And that does basically what Lewis done with the mask from earlier. No, I won't have that. I'll have the laughter and that. Expanded.
That.
I'm
trying to think where we want to go next. We want to go and grab this guy from here.
Hold on.
No one stopped me yet.
I don't know if I am going to expand out of being a sorcerer from this.
So I've got flurries of blows push, flurries of blows stagger, and flurry of blows pop.
Right.
And I've got the top as well, which is going to be very useful. What I'm going to actually do is I know where they are.
What I'm going to do is give us a short rest. Get this out of the way.
Children here, you fool! We was running for our lives. You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too. Unbelievable!
Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns!
Then that way I've got
I'd be lying dead next to the goblins if you'd stalled any longer.
Oh wait, no.
My duty is to this camp.
Oh, God forbid you risk your precious tail. But I shouldn't be surprised. Foul-bloods ain't known for courage.
You see the tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
Ah, here we are. Second way dash. Okay, here we go. Now I've got all my stuff in the right place.
Natural one, fail. Do we have an inspiration point? Yeah. Still a fail.
With a thunk, the armored man collapses, unconscious.
I told you it'd be when we needed it.
The goblins have found us. No doubt the beast will be back. We need to pack up and leave. Immediately.
And they're trying to kill each other. For once.
Problem is, that's kind of
Let's try to avoid
locked us out of something.
We need to find a healer.
Now that's settled.
Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you.
Basically, there's a part in this where you can get the contract that they were on completed, and that's what brings part of the Night Song into
this
it.
attack will only strengthen their resolve.
The Night Singer.
Save it.
Yeah, it's only because I went to the...
There have been several attacks by different monsters.
What?
The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll
Now
be
that's the first
slaughtered
time
if we leave.
in the whole time I played this game that I've actually failed that conversation.
Goblin got you. The druid Halsin's a renowned healer, but he didn't make it back from Aradin's expedition. If it's not too serious, you could try his apprentice Nettie. She's with the other druids in the inner grove. They've withdrawn there to prepare this damn ritual of theirs.
Hold on. Can't see any. I don't think it does. Oh, so that's how I can tell what their relationships are.
How do you continue to tell?
Just go to your character sheet and then select that character.
Yeah, I went to character sheet.
Select the character. And then look in the bottom right.
Shah. Right. Oh, mutual. Ah, that's how you tell. So she is mutual towards me.
But no, I can't see anything on here to say that he's got performance.
It would be under his characteristics, isn't it? No, not characteristics.
Nope.
His proficiencies.
Be
under his skills.
Performance. Only because he's got charisma, but he needs to be trained in using something. Because I tried to use, can try it, but I think they've got to be able to use it as a weapon ability.
I've tried. You, though.
I've pressed a thing.
I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her for more time to prepare, if nothing else. We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the druids...
Yeah, but you can still do it. What's your performance?
0.
See, when I tried doing this before...
What now?
Yeah, can't do it because I'm not proficient with musical instruments. I can equip it.
Yeah, I can equip it.
Let's try this. So if I go to him, perform.
He won't be able to perform. You know what? Where's that other guy?
Too low a performance.
Alright.
See if he can do it.
What now?
He's a warlock, he won't have performance as far. No, he will have performance because it's charisma based.
Not what I said. Hells, we can't just leave. They're kin.
I'll not gamble our lives.
Why are you so desperate for performance
on people who are
anyway?
as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a
Which
moment,
is...
please?
What's the point in blazing spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
You can actually get cash from.
Or yell louder.
You can get cash, but it's only like 5 gold pieces at a time, depending on how big the crowd is. But it's also got something more useful than the gold.
Yeah, distraction.
Yeah, which is mainly what performance would be used for.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland. We're better than this. Zergan. Fine, I'll stay too. Lest you both end up with your throats slit by Goblin Blade.
Thank you, Roland.
Oh wow, I can actually
die if I met Roland reeking of this place. I'll
and
never get the
intercept the missiles even more.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's not a bad ability, to be fair. I'm gonna swap back to my normal robes. Yeah, so what we were basically on about earlier was if you look on any items of clothing, it will say underneath what type of item it is. So, simple robe, clothing, sorcerer robe, clothing, leather armour, light armour.
Leather armour would be quite good for me. Leather helmet, because of its dexterity saving throws. I'm looking for like actual armor that's clothing. But there ain't none.
Depends what trader you talk to. Don't forget there's more than one trader around here.
Exposed now.
Yeah, that there is.
Lewis, you serious? Come down here for a sec.
How long until Roland shows off his thunder wave?
I bet you missed this when we were playing the other day.
Depends. How many people are dumb enough to ask?
True.
Up here.
Trying to find where you are.
Who's this?
Oh, for fuck's sake. No.
Yeah.
Fidge isn't the talk of the camp. Thank goodness you
no.
came along when you...
She can go fuck herself to...
There isn't a bit of colour in those cheeks, Pickle.
And that
Are you
is
harsh,
just being honest
cold,
with you.
feverish? Auntie Ethel
See,
will sort you out.
we'll be
I've
fine here.
lotions and potions galore.
Yeah, here we'll be fine. Later on, we won't be. Just into concept for this, guys. You'll find out a little bit more later about this person.
Well, what's that? That's it's a staff. It's a staff. It's a nice looking staff, actually. You gain a +1 to unarmed attack rolls, which would be useful for you. And while the wielder is not wearing armour, they receive a +2 to saving throws.
Ooh, that would be definitely useful for me.
0 to 7 now.
0 to what?
0 to 7, so it's basically the same as a quarterstaff.
It's 4 to 11 for me.
Probably because your dexterity is higher.
I had actually had a look at another one earlier. Oh my god, she has a potion of healing. Like, hey.
Potion of invisibility. Right. But no, she doesn't have much on her.
Oh, someone's confident, aren't they? Be careful, sweetie. How's that saying go? The bigger they act, the bigger the whack. Besides, that magic of yours, mighty as I'm sure it is, it's falling a little short, isn't it? Something is wrong. I can smell it. Are you all right?
The bigger they act, the bigger the thing they...
But yeah, so I remembered seeing her around here, and that's why I kind of popped down.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, my selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel.
So trade. Hide armor, which is no good. Padded armor. Leather. Leather gloves. Metallic boots. Right. Some armor, some foot armor, and that does require you to have proficiencies. So it's like here, I can't wear metallic gloves or boots. Right, act. Ooh, a halberd. Ooh, glaive, that's even better. Yeah, there's no clothing here. But there is some nice weapons. Spear +1. How much is the halberd? I'll take that. And I'll give you... that.
Yeah, that's got a great sword there, that'll come in handy later though.
Alright, you can have all that. And then balance it with that. There we go. Right. You do your conversation. swap out to my glaive. Bloody hell, that is a big glaive.
Ooh.
Right.
You know what, that'd be quite good for her. Star.
And I've got what with you? I've got charge, lacerate, and brace.
Didn't I say I could use one?
Don't be grumpy,
Yes.
Roland. We'll get to the city soon. I am not grumpy. A scowl on your face would frighten a troll. You're an idiot.
I'll grab that for myself.
Now, I might go, when I get defeats, I might look at getting something, we might get some better armour or something. Because the thing is, as you found out, you can't use spells efficiently if you wear armour you're not proficient in. You can wear the armour,
give me a best shot,
but you can't do certain things.
Not bad. Again.
There we go. Right, my weapons.
I can't do it.
Now both my weapons have been upgraded.
I'm not like you.
So I've got a light crossbow that does. Now
I don't need you to be like me.
5 to 12.
You just have to buy enough time to run.
4 to 11.
Come on.
With
I believe in you.
Bonus
You can do this.
Hampering resistance.
You're on the right path, Umi. Go on now. Practice what you've learned. Well met. The blade of frontiers at your...
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. You are the blade of frontiers, racing through the wastes of Avernus. Just ahead, a diabolical figure, red skin, single curled horn, blazes with flame, bloodied great axe held.
I've noticed that there seems to be a little bit of glitching with the conversations on this playthrough for some reason.
Yeah, because he's not on my screen.
What do you mean?
He's not there, you're not even talking.
Well, I'm in the middle of conversations, so...
Doomed to shed our skin and become a lithid, or so the stories go. But we haven't sprouted any tentacles. Not yet, anyway. Could just be good luck. I'm not so...
Yeah, because it's companion.
Will chases the fiend ignited with rancor. She is an infernal war devil. A threat to the living. Evil incarnate.
I believe. I wouldn't know because I haven't really done co-op with anyone else.
Advocatus Diaboli.
Advocatus Diaboli. A devil's advocate. A champion in the blood war between diabolical forces.
I do have a question. Are we going straight down or are we going straight back out?
We might as well get the last little bits and pieces.
I'm no stranger to the infernal.
You're on about going down to the circle.
Fires burn common folk to ash.
Yeah. Are we going
her
down
name
to
is
the circle,
Carla,
or are we going back
an
out?
archdevil
well, we gotta
soldier
go down
I
to the
swore my
circle to
good
start
eye
the
to
quest.
kill.
I tracked her through the hells to the Mind Flayer ship, but the damned Illithids infected me before I could end her.
She's out there now.
I've not
preying
bothered
on
with the
innocent.
prison on the solo.
I don't kill her. She'll leave behind nothing but a trail of
Don't
corpses.
forget what we can do with the prison.
I say the prison's just not really, like, interested me on it.
An excellent suggestion. Still, when the time comes, call for the blade. I won't be long. A splendid plan.
Alright, send him off.
How many people are dumb enough?
And again. Swing and swing and...
Right. Let's see. So you're using a crossbow and that new staff that you got.
Also, folks, don't ever talk to this tiefling here unless you're a rogue.
Please.
You can also do it when you're a warlock.
Let my daughter
Because you
go
can
right now.
tower a few things.
She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
What happens there is you'll get your stuff
Let me through, Ragrashammer!
That's if you talk to the one that grunts.
No, that's off the, not the one that grunts. If you talk to the one who does the tricks, they steal off them.
I wouldn't know, because I've not failed it, so...
I have, and I've done it on our plane. That's why we had that fight.
And that glitch.
Carl Magrin, give her a chance. You, get back! It's forbidden to outsiders. Korga's orders.
Excuse me. Sorry, folks, I didn't get very much sleep.
And you'll find trouble all the same unless you get out of
where
my
I've
sight.
Got myself
a moment, Giona.
What?
I am just trying to make sure
I understand.
Not to move around.
You.
It's a little bit.
Apparently, Korga wants to see you.
Paranoid.
Go ahead.
Trying not to move my arm so much that I'm going to end up doing something.
You there! Hello! Ah, my
Rolo.
good friend! You were at the gates just now,
Rolo's
no?
over there.
When the goblins
this is where you first meet him,
You saw
if
them
you look around.
A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest.
No, if you come down here, you can speak to him here.
Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins? Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
You search your mind, successfully recalling various details of goblin behavior.
Right.
My, a scholar after my own heart. Spent much time among goblins.
I've only just noticed, I don't see it as much on my Githyanki, but you notice your characters do actually get dirty. It's like she weren't that dirty at the start, but as you've played through and done your fights and that, you notice the grime and everything. But when you go and do your long rest, it removes it.
Far be it from me to pry. Now, as you were saying, Nasha Buyag, And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety? Witness mistook obvious silver dragon for brass. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates? Really? Well, this does complicate things. But then again, well...
Yeah, there's a bit of hints in here.
I've interrogated one, a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiet in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal! Never you mind. I'm on my way to their camp as we speak. I always knew my studies in Gukliak would come to some use.
Yep, basically.
Dumb idiot.
My friend, every story benefits from a dragon. Until we meet again.
Now, you are going to notice, folks, when we are in the conversation together, I will put my own little thought on what I will do, just so that you can think what I'm doing.
What have you heard?
Who else is there?
We've got to go down here.
Hold on.
Speak. Find Nettie in her room. Through the carved door, deeper in the grove.
Yes, the potion master. Oh, excuse me, I don't even know what time it is.
The bird knows.
6.
She needs to know.
Damn.
You do not.
Yeah, it's because I ain't got my watch on me, so I can't see either. Take that.
13.
Forgive me. It is not you I fear. It is my brethren. More
Hey, as
follow
long as he
Korga every
passes the
day.
rolls, I don't care.
They are afraid, and she offers a simple solution.
Eject the refugees and we will be safe.
I can put her off.
A druid and an outsider. We can do nothing without turning the others against us. Only Master Halsin can stop this. I pray my bird returns with news of him. If not, I fear for my people.
What?
The tusk. If you have the animal talk and talk to the tusk, he goes on about the druid bringing back a man.
Oh yeah, I have heard that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I've heard a few of the conversations around the animals.
If you have animal talk, folks, you can actually get some really quite funny, interesting conversations.
Alright,
I mean, there's one in particular that I can't wait for later on. Did I do this bit? Make a change.
Let's see if you can pass the roll.
Well, I've got persuasion, so...
You'd probably have a better chance of it because of the guidance anyway.
I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger. Girl. You mean parasite?
She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks.
Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
Monk persuasion.
Here you go, folks. Now, this is what Connor was on about before, about different types of classes, which was what they represent. Like, because I'm a monk, we've got a new persuasion here.
But there's also one other before you go on. Underneath, there's detect thoughts. Sometimes you can, instead of going for the persuasion, you do the detect thoughts. And what you'll do is you'll glean the motivations of the person and use that against them. I don't know if you've used that as much as I have.
Not really, no. But I am going to try and do the persuasion check. Here you go, folks. Here's the point with what we said about the double dice.
Unfortunately, they can't see it on my screen.
Oh. Well, I've got double dice because of my advantage of a monk. I've managed to get a 7 and an 8. 18. And because of it, I've got up to 21 with my actual influence.
A gathered herd of the devils would indeed be disruptive.
It is as you say. Sifisif, Tila to me.
Here you go, I've just got Gale approves of my thing.
My grace has its limits.
It hurts.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Now, there is something here you can do, folks. If you're lucky enough, Shadowheart can actually fail
Not as bad as it could have.
But I'm going to do her conversation first, if Connor wants to look.
A bit. You carry on with that. I think I know which one you're on about, though, the fail.
We just let her run off. She's a child. A devil
I'm
child.
guessing it's something to do with the wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she failed.
I have had that
That's
conversation myself. Now, this is an area I've not really looked into. The servants area. Visible, yeah. Right. So I'm just showing off a bit of the sneaking. Now on this, your sneak is affected by more than just what they can see.
What I was going to say, so yeah, folks, if Shadowheart ever sees a wolf, he has a chance of failing a certain check. I don't know what check it is, but if she actually fails the check, you actually get more of a dialogue for her, which actually in turn actually makes you learn more about her. Here we are. She's now just failed the fright test. Now I actually have a conversation with
her. Now this part's all new to me because I've not, like I said, I've not looked in here, but I've just noticed the scroll on the top. What's this? Tenants. This might be helpful. Grab that and steal that. There we go.
Oh my god, see that? And then you call me a thief.
Actually, there's a reason for this. Did you ever read that scroll?
No.
It's story based. And I've only just found out myself, that's why I've nicked it. Basically, and I'm basing this off conjecture more than anything, it will stop her from doing the spell as quickly. I'll talk to her.
I see
we'll
you.
get this bit out of the way, then we'll go back
Just
to camp
give
and
me a
end it,
moment.
because I've got to have something to eat.
This may be cat. There. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now, what was it you needed? You found her, but I still don't know what she can do for you. Why are you asking? A tadpole. A mind flayer tadpole. That's a serious condition. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. We need to be quick. This way.
That bloody glaive looks like a scalpel, I swear to God.
There's something in that vessel.
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after.
Strange. So I've just had something pop up on a thing I'm a bit curious about. Just one moment. Weird. I don't know where Lewis has gone. It's gone awfully quiet.
Trying to find that video that I was looking for to send you after the stream.
I'll do the best I can. I'm no Master Halcyon mind. He'd have your tadpole out like that. Still, we have options. You don't have to be here for this.
Please, don't mind me. I'll just watch.
All right. Let's see what we can do. Of course.
I am still here.
Now,
I'm just...
tell me what's been happening. Any symptoms? Strange events?
Right.
Victims can identify each other. Not that the others know they're victims, of course. How'd you pick up the parasite? Halcyon was desperate to find where all this was happening. A mind flayer ship? But Master Halcyon was sure. Look, You've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself. This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms. I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you.
I tell you what, this is what kills me the best. Sorry.
You know, I've
Careful with
spent
that,
my
because
life
it might
treating
reach
folk
copyright,
and never
because
once
people can
saw
hear
a
it
mind
down the
flayer
headset.
infection.
Yeah, I'm
Then suddenly,
just
there's
making
dozens
sure
of you.
pause it here.
Maybe more.
I'm just
Master
taking a
Halsin and I
picture
were
of what I
tracking them,
needed.
studying them, trying to figure out what the hells was going on.
That's right. I'll show you.
Because you should all be changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers out there. But
just
you're not.
Take a look at that picture
Weird
there
powers aside, you seem perfectly
I'll tell you what,
normal.
that's what tickles me the best of it all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send you that one because that's the best one I can find.
For one, that thing in your head is like
This is
nothing
what
we've
the
ever
actual
seen from
word
mind
says on
flayers.
there.
It's one of their
Yeah, I've
worms
just
for
read it.
sure. But this one gives you
That's
powers,
the,
telepathic connections, and it doesn't turn you into one of them.
It
Not
has
yet,
got,
anyhow.
English subtitles. You finished talking to him, by the way?
Nope. Don't forget, this is a long dialogue. I'm not skipping through if I can help it.
Could
Oh, these are the
be.
ruins.
There's a lot we don't know.
The
Infected
what am I saying?
folks
The
like you
runes.
have been converging on an old
We'll see
temple of
more about
Selûne,
these later, I think.
and I've no idea why. When Master Halsin heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers,
Probably see more
joined
about
on the
it
spot.
later.
Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back.
Rune of the Eagle. Rune of the Bear.
The thing is, I've sent
Yeah.
birds to find him, but the place
You know
is
what?
rotten with goblins.
Seeing
None of us
Evil
can even
reminds me
get
of that
close.
Resident Evil puzzle.
You, though, you're one of them. Technically speaking, I mean.
Really
They won't kill someone carrying their parasite.
from,
If you can
Zero.
find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life.
Now you're testing me, because
How's
I
that
don't
sound?
remember much of Zero.
Well, this is where you first encountered the monkeys.
That's probably why I don't remember that much.
Rebecca falls through the floor. Billy has to go rescue her.
Thank
And
you.
you got the bloody monkeys.
It would mean
who just sit
everything to
there
the
and just
Grove.
keep
To
grabbing you
me,
every few
I wish I
seconds.
could tell you more.
Oh,
But only those
I
adventurers know
remember
what
watching
happened out there.
you play.
All I can
Yeah, I
say for
know it's
sure
not.
Puzzle
is
is
they all went to the old temple of
really
Selûne,
weird.
and Master Halsin didn't make it back.
I tell you
Good
what,
luck
it's
out
interesting watching
And
that
if things
from
start to go
the
bad, remember the vial.
Chronicle
Remember
side,
your oath.
In what sense?
Step at a time, Nettie.
as in because they change it a bit how it works in Chronicles.
Poison, even if we do begin to turn.
Start back
Chronicles
again.
are 0, 1, and 1, 2, and 0, 1, or is it 0, 1, and 2?
Because you've got one of them
I know-
covers the first 3 games.
Umbrella Chronicles covers the first 3.
The
the first-
chronological 3. The first chronological 3, so 0, 1, and 2.
Yes, because the other one covers 3 and 4, as well as I think something else.
The other one
Might-
covers in between
3 and 4.
3 and 4 for both Joe and Chris.
And
But
Leon.
they also do Leon, but they also
I
do
think-
Code Veronica.
Yes, that was the other one. Because you had Steve, didn't you?
Yeah, because they actually
Okay.
improved Steve and they've done a lot of fan service on Claire in that one.
Oh God.
Mainly a lot of shots of her bent over in tight jeans.
Oh boy, why couldn't they do that with Jill instead?
I was about to say, I think they're doing 1 or 2 of them, but
You had Carlos in that one. That's another point actually. I do hope they do actually bring out more things about those characters. I mean, people sit there and say, oh yeah, they should remake number 5. They should remake Code Veronica, right? Someone actually suggested they could remake Resident Evil
0. 0, I don't think we'll get a remake.
But someone has suggested the fact that they should remake 0.
A tingle
purely
runs
because
through
they could
your head and down to your feet.
The story
there it
of what
is.
happened to Billy
That
at
shiver.
the very end.
Our little brainworms have made
It's
fast
not
friends,
so
it
much
would
that,
seem.
it's the popularity.
How do you feel?
Yeah,
As in,
but then there's
0
also-
wasn't popular.
Nah. But then you also got it as the chronological, the first Resident Evil
Surprising
game,
is just the word, isn't
also
it?
would
Before the
probably
Illithid's
improve upon
unscheduled
what
surgery, I'd felled hundreds of
about what
beasts
at the
and a
end,
fair few
because the
fiends.
ending, not being funny,
The
if you look at
tadpoles
how
weakened me,
number 1
suppressed
was,
greater talents, but
I mean,
beyond that,
Rebecca didn't have
I've showed no
weapons,
signs of
did she?
turning. No nausea, no pain, not even a
Not
hot
that I
flash.
remember off the top of my head.
Because she uses the thing against Chris. Well, now just
Indeed. Perhaps the worm's vat was poisoned. Perhaps we're uncommonly fit. Or perhaps the tadpoles are merely on holiday. We could conjecture all night. I suppose the why doesn't matter so much as the what next. And that answer is plain as the horns on a war devil's head. We get these things out.
yeah, what was it?
Let's
I was
get
saying?
some
Yeah.
rest. Dawn
Because
comes
in
sooner
the
than we
first
think.
one, Rebecca actually sprays Chris in the face with some sort of spray. I don't know what spray it was that she used on him, but yet at the end of 0, she had
I
her
remember
gun
who I
and
was in
saluting,
Krishkalir. I was hungry to face my first
Billy
gate.
off.
My sword
Now,
pined
what I
for
want to
their
know
blood.
is how the fuck
Would
she
that I
uses
were
her
doing
gun.
battle up there, among the tears.
See, that's probably more of an oversight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they redone it, they need to implement the fact that she loses her gun somewhere.
I see naught but cowards cowering in their groves
Because
and
like I
grottos.
say,
Flowering
the game
meadows
was
and
developed.
fecund soil
I
have
mean,
softened their
when
minds
did
and muscles. They rely on
0 come out
strangers'
compared
swords
to 1
when they should be
remake?
forging their own.
It was like, it was either just after, I think it was just after the first remake. So you're looking around about 2000 to 2002. Because I'm sure the first one, the first remake, was
Next
around,
time you're able,
around about
look to the
2001
sky.
or 2002.
Watch the moon cross it.
March
The
2002
tears
for the
follow
first.
behind it.
So I
Rocky
think it
bodies
come out
tumbling
about
through the
6 months
sea of night.
after.
One of them is my crash.
0.
Clear.
Yeah, about 8 months later.
Oh, so I was really close then. I was quite close. I said 6.
Do you think me so sheltered?
Do you remember watching
My
the
entire
video
clutch
about
battled beholders deep within the
about
eye of the
development
sky.
of it?
We
It was about
infiltrated
6
an
to 8
yogi
months
spelljammer
after the first
and laid
remake.
waste to its crew. The tears span Toral's sky, Vinisk. There is more to this realm than this grassy pebble.
It
But
is
enough
quite
of this.
interesting how some of it
You
works.
are
I mean,
wasting your
I know
resting
I was
time.
watching up about the
Come
first
dawn,
one the other day.
we
actually,
resume our search for a
about like the
crash.
different variations of the game. Did you know in the PC version of Resident Evil, you actually have a machine gun for Chris, and you have an Uzi for
We meet
Jill.
again.
There's a
As
few things
predicted.
that are different across all ports. It's like, you know, the
I shall be
Japanese
here
version
in
of
my
RE2,
For whenever
the
thou hast
remaster.
need of my services.
So the Japanese version of the remake of RE2, because of how strong their standards are on gore. You know, when you pull, is it Elliot?
Elliot out of the shutter.
Yeah. In the Japanese version, all you see, instead of him in half, is his legs come out with him, but he's covered in blood. That's how strong the censorship is on that kind of content.
But the thing is,
beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, found in its name.
Other sort of costumes.
They bear great discontentment with their
But then you've
destiny.
also got the ports of RE2 original, where the original character can still be found for Claire, where she's in a racer outfit with blonde hair.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the one character that never made it in.
Yep.
But yeah, they actually implemented that costume.
Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind. My services are all that I can proffer thee. What thou wilt do with them is for thee to undertake.
I wonder how that would have actually changed the dynamic of the games. It does make you wonder, don't it?
That probably would have changed it a bit. Whether it would have been successful is another matter.
Yeah, because I mean, you still have Leon, which would be a cop, but instead of Claire...
Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
Character, racing car character, in some sort of racing...
Indeed.
To be honest with you, I don't know why they put her in that.
Because originally they weren't going to try and link them together.
Yeah, that's true.
They weren't going to try and have Chris and Claire as family.
Yeah, but then they changed it, yeah, that's right.
Well, they couldn't think of a reason for her to be going in and a reason for her to be staying, so they changed the dynamic so that you had Claire and Chris as, like say, siblings, and that's how they worked it.
Which is quite clever, actually. But then you also got, we do apologise, folks. This is how we are sometimes. Like, we do jabber on about certain things, like, from other games. Which, to be honest with you, when you're watching us, you do pick up on a couple of things like that.
I'm going to get this last conversation out of the way, then we're going to end it anyway.
Tomorrow might bring.
But yeah, I was going to say,
when we
like,
find the druid, will he know how to bring the worm under control?
How Resident Evil 3 wasn't actually meant to
little adventure of ours be over?
Because that was only worked on by one guy.
Good.
And he was only doing that because
I
he just went
don't want you to run off just yet.
Dynamic. And I think Code Veronica was about 80 or 90% completed.
You're quite the ally after all.
Release it on
traversing Avernus, surviving the crash, surviving everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
Almost completed anyway, because it was a different character. Because it wasn't Regia meant to be Jill.
Yes,
and
we're more similar than I thought.
No, I think they were late in development with it. I think they were going overtime with the development of it. Because the other one was almost
leagues away.
One was almost completed.
I just need to
they took the concept of
get
how
some
the
air,
was.
clear my
Instead
head.
of having this random
I'll see you later, I'm sure.
Chilling instead.
Sleep tight.
And then that's how they passed it off as Resident Evil 3. And then Code Veronica came out as the spin-off because of it was meant to be the original 3.
When was Code Veronica? Was that around about 2003, was it?
Looking around about the PS2 time. So you're looking around about probably about 2000.
Because don't forget, originally it was on
You're looking around about 99. You're looking around about 1999 to 2000.
2000, because it come out on Dreamcast and then it come out on PlayStation later.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know it's one of the two.
Because a lot of Resident Evil games come out on Dreamcast before PlayStations.
No, I'll take that one off. One I can do that's small. Oh, there it is. Come on.
Right, it's just choosing his supplies.
Yeah, I'll just do it like that. But yeah, it is quite clever how they do some of these little mechanics. I mean, the Dreamcast especially had a very clever mechanic with the heartbeat sensor thing. Yeah, I can't remember what they called it. I've got it on my hand. You know the tattoo I've got on my hand.
You're on about basically. I think they used a similar one in Game Boy.
The health system. They use it on the controller to tell you how low your health is, sort of thing. You know what I mean?
But that'll be enough of that now, because we're going to call it.
Yeah.
And we'll just save the game so that we got something to come back to. Must remember not to override this one.
I love how my character's like, look how I you know what you do then, don't you?
It's under different slots.
Yeah, but you make 2 saves. So if you accidentally overwrite it, you've got a second slot.
Well, I've got a backup for you anyway.
Oh, fair enough.
Because don't forget, we'll be loading a different one, and what you'll do, you'll move it up.
I like how my character's like, when you spin a character in a circle, they do that weird lean back pose. But you see it. If you zoom in close enough, you can see it, and you spin around.
Sorry, fine, damn out. Stuff that was in there. I will put the cape on. When you put the tricorn on, the bicorn on, it gives you the bardic inspiration haircut. Unless you've got short hair, I believe. Right, but that'll be the end of this stream anyway.
So you folks take care, and we'll see you next time.
We will indeed.
We'll make sure to get up to even more mischief.
Well, he will.
Well, I know you do as well.
At times. Right, anyway.
Just make sure to never roll in that one.
Seems to be my life. Yep, see you all later.
Bye.